Hello and welcome to the 301st episode of Two Balls and a Mic. Abe is back from Oaxaca.
Hi, Abe.
San Diego FC returns to San Diego, a little bruised and battered, both on the scoreline and some injuries as well. San Diego FC falls to Portland, game 2 in penalties. No le fueron bien en los penales para nada. Parece mexicanos. Parece México en los penales. Did not happen for SDFC, but they have one more chance. Game 3 this Sunday here at Snapdragon Stadium. We're going to go ahead and talk about SDFC and all that goodness with our pals, Alex Peña and El Chromaniaco. Wow. Craig Elston. And also the other San Diego playoff team didn't do so well. 2-1 against Casey Current. Some updates on our predictions. Sounds like I am also riding a wave along with Chiva.
Yeah, you are, dude.
But Chiva is the one that's walking from here to Snapdragon. We're also going to go ahead and cover goals, gaps, and grades. And we have some voicemails. So we have the Two Balls and a Mic SanDiego.Futbol landline on call. But let's go ahead and get started because we have a lot to cover with San Diego FC. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on our pals, Los Chromaniacos, the Chromaniacs.
What up, hey, fellas?
Hey, we're back.
You know, if I had time, we literally stopped Padre Shots up like 30 seconds before here.
Here, Mr. Craig Elston.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, it's good to see you. And we literally stopped this show 30 seconds ago, so I didn't have time, and I didn't know it was sunglass night, or else I would have had the shades as well. I'm just that's where we are right now. Alex, how are you, my friend?
Doing well, doing a little bit better since Saturday. It felt like you know the rivalry that Cincinnati and Columbus have held is real. Yeah, I felt that. I felt that. So hopefully we feel better on a Monday evening now.
Well, good thing we're all back. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Alex. ¿Cómo están ustedes? Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good. You guys okay? You can hear us now?
Yep.
Oh man, now we are A-okay. And you know, it's one of these Monday things sometimes. It's daylight savings time for the internet here in South Bay. And I think
gotcha.
The continental United States' most southwesternly sports podcast. I think.
Maybe.
I think. Well, welcome on in, guys. You know, a lot to talk about here. Portland and San Diego FC. The saga continues and will continue once again this Sunday.
Two San Diego versus Portland games this weekend. This is the type of stuff that like legends get written about this weekend, one way or the other. One city will be very mad at the other at the end of this weekend.
That is true. Yeah, it's going to be a interesting weekend for San Diego and Portland fans.
¿Qué piensas, Craig? You got Portland versus Portland action, but I mean, you know, you're the historian of San Diego sports.
Yeah.
Do we have any rivalries with Portland other than now soccer and its bitterness?
Well, as Alex knows, Portland used to be the AAA affiliate of the San Diego Padres back in like the 90s or early 2000s. And that's about it for San Diego versus Portland, other than these last 2 weeks and specifically Sunday. And I've been very pro Portland. And unfortunately, now I have to hate them on Sunday. And I just saw that comment about no post-game show and you were pissed on Saturday. Well, I understand and sympathize, but I also want to respect the hustle of the SanDiego.Futbol crew that was out literally announcing a match till like past 10 o'clock that night and thus unavailable for the platform. And by the time it was, you know, everyone's home and whatnot, I think everyone was too pissed off and drunk at that point to do a show. But here we are today to be still pissed off, if not drunk, about this draw that all of a sudden feels like it just opens up a potential trapdoor for this entire season out of nowhere, out of Marcus Ingvartsen doing his Roberto Baggio impression and just flying it over the crossbar.
Oh man, yeah, and if one of those penalties, just gets in, I think we have a chance to get another round out of it, and potentially, yeah, we're talking about a clinching moment where we move on to the next round. Or I really think this isn't the worst news. We still have another game, and we have things to learn about. I think a lot of the Mikey Virus moves and the substitutions a little bit questionable late in that match.
Well, I mean, questionable, not even to tentearle, right? Where's the Mikey Varas part and the Right to Dream part start and end with this? But the way that it started, the lineup is the same. And this is where I don't know where it's okay to say that they're going for it all out and being smart about things and playing the same lineup 3 times in a row, playing the same thing. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I understand that. But I don't know, where does this fit with everybody with the same lineup that now Portland has seen a third time? And this last time it was,
Look, I've talked about it before, right? And I think it's good for teams to rotate things a little bit, especially going into playoffs. We talk about it a lot when it's like World Cup time, right? And or playoffs for teams where you have to play a little differently than the group stage or than the season. You have to throw something in there to throw the other team off guard. I get playing to your style the whole way through, but it's playoffs. Everyone says the same thing. It's a different tournament. It's different than regular season. Okay, then you probably might want to try some different things as well. So that's just my take on that. I think repeating the same lineup is risky, but at the same time is who else do you throw in? Do you throw Luca de la Torre in that midfield? Do you maybe start Chucky Lozano? Because it's all good now, right? So why not start him?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I was fine with this lineup when I saw it roll out at 5:30. And on Chromaniacs 21, and I saw some folks on the YouTube comments thinking I was an idiot for it, but I thought Pellegrino should start the game and Chucky should come off the bench because it made sense for a team's rhythm and flow. Pellegrino's been really effective at the 7. Start him there, and then you've got Chucky as kind of that lightning bolt coming off the bench, and you didn't know if it was going to be rainy conditions. You didn't know what the match condition would be, but I think both of those things worked out to a T. I mean, if we thought that was the right process, you have to agree it was the right result. Pellegrino scored a goal in the first half, and then Chucky scored a goal when he came in the second half, and those are our 2 goals. So I felt like that aspect of it was terrific. The rest of the question becomes, okay, was it Baird that needed to come out? Can Pellegrino even work for minutes as a 9? Because pretty soon after that, he was out for Ingvartsen, and then Ingvartsen had, well, I don't know, what impact did you guys think he had on the match? I think it was pretty much a negative impact on the match.
I mean, considering that penalty at the end, yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, and Ingvartsen, I think, has been an important thing that we've been talking about and thinking about for the entire season, but especially here at the end as they're trying to integrate him back in. He did not look great, and it's just such a weird decision to bring him on. Obviously, he's a high-played guy, so you're gonna trust him. But I really, this entire season, we haven't really seen what I think has been kind of told or promised. So it's a completely weird move, but they really don't have any other options up there. But I mean, this team too, we've been thinking about it all season. Are they going to be able to park the bus? It looked like they were definitely struggling with that, and obviously they end up conceding that final goal in the dying moments. It's just really, really tough ending for San Diego.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, right? Like Mikey Varas is almost running out of options. There's injuries happening everywhere. We go to the game and we see how CJ Santos gets injured in this game. That's kind of like a big talking point, right? But they start out the game, and I told Tony before, and Alex, I'm curious if you agree. The first 10 minutes didn't look too great, and then from like minute 30 to like minute 60, maybe that's when San Diego was probably at its best. And Alex, just tell me, how do you feel like this game started out?
I mean, super aggressive from from Portland. You could tell by just the high pressing they were doing. It was I mean, right off the bat, you kind of put Manu in a corner. He tries to make a pass, tries to get around Velde, and that didn't work. You already have a shot on goal within the first minute of the match, and it kind of snowballed after that, where the pressing, the pressure, the fouling continued. Yeah, they just were ready to push and shove their way into a goal. And when you see that first goal get made, yeah, Anthony went up against Chris McVeigh, and McVeigh did not win. Poor positioning, and that gave Anthony the little pass back to Velde to get that shot off. And yeah, I mean that kind of set the tone from there.
Well, I mean, you see a post in the 8th minute. Portland could have scored a lot faster than they actually did. And in my history in just covering sports and playoff games, this is what you expect on the road, especially when a team is facing elimination. You expect them to come out with absolute adrenaline, combined with focus, and to be the most dangerous team. And it's always a matter of weathering that storm. And almost they got there. Usually I would say for soccer, it's 20 minutes. Like for hockey, it's like the first 10 minutes of the game. For soccer, it's 20. And there it is, 18th minute loose and a well-struck goal for 1-0 Portland. But honestly, and you heard the players say it afterwards too, Tony, they were disappointed with their effort for SDFC. They let Portland come out and take control of the match. My only response to that is like, you're not Superman. Portland is out there, grown men getting paid too. You had to expect that. They almost weathered it, but they didn't.
Yeah, and it's almost like, my fellow trading card game people would maybe understand this, but just like a field spell card where Portland in Providence Park in playoffs, it's a different thing. It's a different animal. And, it's one of these things where it's a little, it's a little bit of magic. And there was a little bit of magic in the air for Portland. And they definitely rode that wave and just that momentum that really carried them through and kind of stunned San Diego FC for the first couple minutes. Mikey Vadas in the midweek did say that, hey, if we do make mistakes, it's not gonna take a long time for this team to adjust. And that's exactly what they did. They were able to adjust. They were able to go ahead and despite the first, I think the first little injury to Manu Duah, where it was a elbow, he goes down, and you start to see Portland be a little bit more physical, and that's the nature of this playoffs stage where these players are getting, this is their livelihood, and some of these players are playing for their position. They're playing to keep living in Portland. Timbers is a great institution to be a part of. They want to live past this round. And unfortunately for San Diego FC on the other end, you end up losing probably, it's your captain of the defense, CJ Dos Santos, the goalkeeper. Like, he's integral to this team. We've seen what Pablo Cisniega does. I mean, I'll leave it for you guys, but like, he goes down, and it's a pretty scary moment there.
It is.
That
I mean,
was horrible.
any head injury in particular, or any injury is going to be taken seriously, obviously, and especially head injuries. You never know what can happen. We've seen worst case scenarios in soccer before, where players are close to passing away or even pass away and then brought back to life. In the case of Eriksson a couple years ago, right?
Great job by
So,
the medical staff.
yeah, so you never know what goes on with an injury, especially in the head. So it was definitely a scary moment. I do think it was the right call to take him out of the game for sure, and like everything like that. How many times have we seen players try to power through, but not this case? This was excellent.
Concussion and broken cheekbone
yeah.
are the updates on that for CJ Dos Santos.
It's safe to say that he's pretty much out the season.
4 to 6 weeks.
He's out for the year.
4 to
He's
6
out
weeks.
for the
I
year.
mean, it's done. Like, it's his second head injury in this season. We saw him with the mask. We saw him be uncomfortable with the mask.
I mean, he
played
broke
on
a
it.
nose and a cheekbone in this season.
That's putting your body on the line as much as we can. I was looking at the footage, and like, there is a little bit of mistiming that he does in terms of that ball dropping when it drops. It's an excellent pass out of nowhere. Maybe had he attacked the ball, like, you have hands first, but now it's like moments and instances. that's the goalkeeping. That's a. I was trying to explain to somebody. It's not a foul because that's a socceristic play.
Yeah, it's a soccer.
Es
play.
una jugada futbolística. Those things happen in soccer, especially in that position.
I want to touch back a point that you were saying, Tony, and that this team, San Diego FC, is able to adapt quickly to things. And you saw it after this injury, right? A lot of teams, you can see it where they kind of like get shaken out or they kind of like psyched out of the game already. Mentally, they're not there anymore. And Portland could have taken advantage of that. San Diego FC does the opposite and turns it up a notch. They get a goal that's good, and then they get another goal that's called offsides, and essentially they're pretty much, it feels like they're ahead already. So I don't know what you all thought, especially with the Ahmad.
That's Craig's
Pellegrino
guy.
goal.
That's Craig's guy.
What are you going to do? All he does is create goals and contribute to goals. He did a lovely job of getting this shot off. I thought the first touch was going to betray him, to be honest with you. When it goes down and it bounces around your feet twice, that's usually a chance to get blocked, and instead he curved it right around the defense. But of course, it was a good buildup, as is almost always the case for San Diego FC. I mean, look at that pass right there, just to get things set up. Again, how do you not get that
He's not
blocked?
supposed to do that, Craig. He's not supposed to.
That lankiness in his legs, and like
That's it.
takes forever, but
It's literally his big old long leg is the reason why he's able to do that. But Baird, nice job to get it to him. Not an indoor touch there for Pellegrino, but he had enough time outdoors to be able to put that thing in. And all of a sudden, 1-0. Like you said, you think seconds later that it's 2-0. I still am like shocked by that one because it was such a sudden change for it to be offside. It's just, yeah, well, okay, but he was. Fair enough. He's just too far down the field.
If he lets it go, Godoy's right there on side.
Godoy's there.
Is it on Godoy then to say leave it? Déjala. Oye, déjala.
I think when we were seeing this, it looks like Pellegrino was also offsides. They ended up checking the Dreyer pass, but it looked like Pellegrino
Initially,
was also off.
Yeah.
So I think if Dreyer's out of the equation and it's Godoy that scores it, I think they would have still checked it based on where Pellegrino was. But like, man, you see this, you're like, okay, no goal, but it feels like they're up still. Like you're going into a halftime, tying this game, building momentum. Your goalkeeper was just out. So you're kind of going in with all these emotions at halftime saying, what's going on with CJ? Is he okay? We're tied. We're still in this. Abe, what are your thoughts? I mean, I don't know if you just got back from Oaxaca too. So
I mostly followed this game just through the like score lines and things like that. Then I watched it later on, just seeing the reactions of all this, and then seeing that CJ injury was just so horrible to be checking in on. And then like watching the full game, it definitely felt like more of a real good playoff game. And then bringing on Chucky Lozano in the second half too, I think is a pretty obvious decision that I think we all kind of expected. But at the same time, just with this whole saga of him not playing, and then playing for the selección and now being selected to come on in the second half, I think it finally like calms things down and kind of just, we don't really have to think or talk about that anymore, even though it's like a huge story. He's scoring goals, he's kissing the badge, which also kissing the badge, Milanolasky kissed the badge. So
hey, come on.
Hey, sorry. But
He who shall not be named. We put that ghost to rest.
Sorry. But no, it's a great moment.
You mean he who can't score a penalty this weekend? Got it.
Oh God.
Sorry. I should not have brought him up. But it was a good way to start the second half. Mikey Vadas pressing the right buttons. I think Portland, obviously, if you haven't seen Chucky, they haven't seen Chucky Lozano, right? They didn't. They play no. So it's technically smart. Maybe this was all a ploy. Maybe this was all secret. Oh, he got into a fight with they're keeping him secret. Little something to hide in the back pocket to then pull him out here in this moment and then have him score and be an effective strike. Just effective. He was so good in it.
AT chess.
Yeah, look, this is Chucky still proving that he wants a World Cup.
Yes. There's no way he doesn't get called up.
Well, I don't know. Craig, Alex, does Chucky get a call up?
I don't care. That's your guys. That's your guys.
It's all distracting.
You guys get set. You can settle that later. Like I truly don't care if he gets called up, but if he does, I hope he trips on his sneakers and falls over. In the round of 16.
Oh,
Chiba
come on.
in the round of 16.
I did bring up Eidevall. Sorry.
Yeah,
He
there
got-
we
He
go.
got me
Yeah.
back.
You
He
got,
got
yeah,
me.
you triggered me. I'm
Got me
sorry.
back. No, he got
I
me back.
thought we had the whole
Fair.
ceremony on Chromaniacs 21. We
He did.
released the ghost, allowed it to sail on to future lands, and now here we are back talking to Losky. But
Dia de los Muertos. He came back.
Yeah.
You honor your dead ones. Come on. Don't
That's
forget.
fine. That's fine. That's fine. Well, I think Chucky, kissing the badge, I thought was awesome. I mean, to me, that was like the ultimate sign of this is over. And at this moment, them scoring, I'm thinking this team's going all the way. What a magical moment. You're on the road. First of all, Dreyer, come on.
Oh,
Dude,
Like,
that goes in. Wow.
what a
the ball's
banger.
on him. The ball's on him. It's just like, yeah, why not? I'm feeling myself.
That was insane. How do you get your leg that high? Like, I was at a party at this time, at a birthday party. And I was just like trying to even imagine the ability to athletically get your leg that high, swing it through like a baseball bat, essentially, and not just either sprain your hip or fall on your face. Like, look at that. That's so crazy athletic. Now it's 2-1. Now the world is our oyster. We're going to sweep Portland. Chucky's back. Everyone's rolling. Yeah, Dos Santos is hurt, but Cisniega's in. We're cruising along. But from here, guys, I felt like I probably said, "Oh!" like a dozen times. Before finally in the 88th minute and the 88th try. Well, there's another. I mean, each one of these felt like it was definitely going to go in. And honestly, if in game one they don't get the second yellow for the red, it might have gone like this then too. We had that chance 11v10, Alex, to kind of see that match out. But this time, obviously, Portland had the home crowd. They had Timbers Army behind them. They had the desperation of the moment, but they also had all the chances and really none the other way.
Yeah, and when you look at the first half stats, SanDiego FC had the higher XG, expected goal, and that just tells you about the quality of shot. And when you're looking at each shot in the second half that Portland is taking, it's wide left, wide right. They don't take quality shots. That's why I was sitting back. I was very comfortable on my couch. I wasn't too worried. But my issue came when tactically I saw that Mikey Varas was saying 5. I want 5 guys on the back line. And I was like, wait, what? What's going on here? We don't do that. That's not something SanDiego does. And I think that's when I started to get worried, because that's when the goal happened. 5 on the back line is fine, but I personally feel like you have to have the right personnel for that. And I don't think we had the right personnel. You took out Godoy, you took out Pilcher, and you brought in McNair, which is okay, but then you brought in Luca, and that's where I had a problem, because he's not good defensively. He's not going to win those aerial duels like that one. He got outrun by his man, and he scored the goal. So that's my issue right there. It's like we didn't have the right personnel. Pedro Soma would have been, I think, better, because the last time we saw like a 5-back line was against LAFC, and Soma made a pretty good clearance, to stop Sun from getting a pass through in the box. So, yeah, that's where I'm kind of shaking my head and trying to figure out what was Mikey Varas doing there.
And this is the lack of experience that Mikey Varas has. Like, let's be realistic. It's his first year being a professional soccer coach. Like, there's gonna be times in critical moments like this where he's gonna have to make those mistakes. Unfortunately, he's not perfect. He's gonna learn from it, or hopefully learn from it. And in the future, if they're in the round 1 of playoffs again, then he knows exactly what he needs to do differently this time. But I agree. I think the substitutions were a little interesting, right? If you're gonna try to park the bus, don't put Luca de la Torre in. If you're gonna really park the bus and keep Ian Pilcher on there, take out Balakari and then put in McNair there, and then now you have 5 true defenders with more support in that midfield still. But there's a lot of different moves that I feel like Mikey Vadas could have done differently as well. And I think the timing of those things were kind of like, did we need that? Did we need Invarson in this game at all? Like, I don't know. You kind of
Well,
put him.
that was the question I had, was Ingvartsen
Mhm.
in particular. And we've talked about him on Chromaniacs, I feel like, just week after week after week. And at one point, that one point was up at San Jose. It looked like Marcus Ingvartsen was going to be the 9 that was going to step into the starting lineup and be that third prong of the attack. And it's just never happened. He was hurt immediately thereafter. In training, he disappears. He shows up for 8 minutes, in the last game, and then for 18 minutes after that. And now, what did he sub in the 70th minute or somewhere around there? So he was up to around 20-ish minutes, before stoppage. But what's he offering? And isn't it kind of a cover your butt for penalties move to putting Ingvartsen in at that point? Because you're thinking, well, if it does go to pens, we definitely want him to take one of the 5, but we're winning. We don't want it to go to pens. Is bringing in Ingvartsen getting us closer to seeing this match out? I don't think it's a move that's necessarily one I'm criticizing per se. Marcus is supposed to be one of the key players on this team, but at the same time, and maybe this is, jumping ahead a little bit, but I almost feel like I'd rather start him in a match, see if he has anything, see if there's anything to offer, and get him out of there, after the first half or whatever, and get somebody who's younger and more athletic in, or if he can do it, he can do it. But the idea that he's out there at the very end when he really hasn't been showing us anything outside of that one match in San Jose, I don't know. What do you guys think? It's tough for me. That's the one I question.
I think that at the end of the day, it's Mikey's decision to see exactly where he wants to put him. And like he said, right, if we're going to praise him for being honest and right for the most part this entire season, we have to be able to see, like, okay, well, yeah, I don't think it's the best for Ingvartsen to be in this position, just to see what he has. And if that's the case, then like you said, give him that look in the first half, see what you have. Hey, he goes down on an injury. It's okay. At the end of the day, this was the last game to lose. There's one game that they could have afforded to lose, and it was this at Portland. And now you're back against the wall. Now, from here on out, it's elimination. It's head to head. It's almost a different ball game because momentum wise, you can argue Portland has it. Portland has the momentum because even in game 1, that second half wasn't the best from San Diego FC. They really didn't have the best first half, and that's where it's going to become an issue for San Diego. If they cannot have a complete performance, they're going to lose against Portland, because Portland right now, they can go ahead and show you 5 different things. I was looking over at the Coachella Valley Invitational. They lost 3-0 in that, my little makeshift Portland. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
But
as we all know, historically, how you do at the Coachella Valley Invitational is what happens.
Yeah,
exactly. And now it's a different ball game. Like it's one game, and you kind of got a taste and preview of what it looks like if you go all the way to the 90 with the tie, and it is not pretty.
It started off really nice.
Yeah,
because when your
was
two
nice.
DPs have to step up. I love that Dreyer was the first one to kick a penalty. You see it a lot where your best player goes 3rd or 5th to close it out. No. Go first, set the tone, score the goal, and then now you're on the right foot. Dreyer does that. He steps up. He nails it. Great penalty shot. Then Portland comes up, and they say, we're going to also score it. We're also going to tie it up. Then comes Chucky Lozano. And you're also thinking, okay, who's better at stopping penalties, CJ or Cisniega?
Cisniega.
So
for sure.
I agree. I think Cisniega has more experience and
a bit taller.
And he talks. He
did talk. He did talk a lot. Yeah, I liked it. and it made me feel a little bit comfortable when, I hate to say it, but I was like, okay, I'm kind of glad we have Cisniega out there. But that's not what you're supposed to say. You say, you hope Dos Santos is okay and he comes back soon. But I liked it. I mean, I saw a little of St. Clair. St. Clair was doing the same thing. He was out there. He was telling the ref, "Hey, you got to move the ball back here," or he talking to the guy. And Cisniega was doing the same thing. I was like, okay, he's got a little bit of the dog in him. I'm like, okay, I like this. And then he did his job. I mean, Cisniega did his job to a T, and it was just our guys that didn't come through.
It made me so sad, Craig. Jeez, it's
you know how hard it is to wait out a guy in the middle and block the penalty.
yes.
That's the biggest
and
F you as a goalkeeper to a penalty taker. That's
the bravest.
I know
It's
where
the
you're at.
bravest thing to stay in place. It's the bravest thing in penalty, and to allow your athleticism when he reaches out with that left paw and one hand. Look how strong you have to be behind the ball to be able to knock that down with one hand and not just have your hand blown back into the net. And he doesn't just save one; he saves two. You cannot lose a penalty when your keeper saves two. You have to win every single time. And the only way you lose a situation just like what you've got on the screen there is if you take 3 idiotic penalties in a row. All 3 guys trying to break the back of the net like they're at the All-Star game, trying to shoot the hardest penalty. Put the ball on the net. I mean, Valakari was inexcusable, but Ingvartsen to shoot this ball this way, I mean, how do you even get on the bus, man? That it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And the thing that drives me nuts, and okay, Valde's going to score. Next 2 guys are going to score. Of course they're going to score. Of course they're going to score. It's like 65 to 80% to knock in a penalty. They're going to score. So now Portland knows. They know every last guy knows to the bottom of their cleats. If we're down 1 in the second half, that team over there is going to be so scared. They're going to be so scared because they know they don't know how to defend at the end of the match. They don't know how to drop back and bunker. They're not elite at bunkering and stopping. They don't have their elite shot stopper that they want. That's their organizer in net. He's hurt. We can take it to penalties. And if we take it to penalties, they don't have enough penalty takers. We can outlast them and we can win this in pens. And we'll never have beaten SDFC the entire year in an actual soccer match. But we can beat them back. Yeah, coach, right. But we can beat him in this. We can beat him in the field goal kicking contest, and we can advance and go on to the conference semifinals. It's really, really, really aggravating to see that. And for Ingvartsen not to put it on net was just, why is he here? Why is he here if that ball's not on net? I know it's one athletic play, but I'm sorry, you just can't do that. You just can't do that.
You know what Dreyer did, and that volley and that Chucky goal. Doing that is harder than missing a penalty. Like, he got that on target. The problem wasn't that the penalties, like the goalkeeper stepped up for Portland and anything, like they didn't hit the target. That's what's work. I really hope this week Mikey says you cannot leave practice until you make 50 penalties. In basketball, 50 free throws. Make them, then you can leave practice. They better score 50 penalties each before leaving practice this whole week.
I mean, you guys want to hear what happened at practice when they were asked about, hey, you guys are taking penalties? Well, this was our
Thursday.
Our pal Darren Smith actually asked Tony Valakari that exact thing.
Doing penalty kicks are a little bit more in focus. How do you enjoy doing the PK drills?
Yeah, I think everybody has their own routine, and it's good to train them sometimes. Obviously, game situation is different when there's different kind of pressure to training. So that's some factor that we're trying also. So we make little bets on the field, like saying to get a little bit of the pressure situation. But yeah, the games are different, but I think everybody just practices their own routine, what they need to do in the game. So then if the situation comes in the game, we're as prepared as possible.
Is there somebody who stands out who maybe we wouldn't identify as an attacking player, as a goal scorer? Somebody who's really good at that?
But I've seen, I think, quite solid PKs we've had from everybody. So hard to say anybody that stands out, and nobody's really. I think everybody wants to take a penalty also. Everybody's confident in it, and yeah.
He laughed first.
There you go.
He laughed
Disgusting.
knowing that there was somebody that probably does take good PK. That's just, it's so.
Now I'm pissed.
That's so gross.
Who was it?
And then like I feel bad also just because like everyone's having these conversations, and I'm sure they're having these conversations and thinking about this.
Sure.
How much pressure now is on them if this potentially goes to pre-Ks at home?
That's what I'm talking about, Abe.
In
That's what I'm
front of-
talking about.
At the
It will be in front
how-
of Frontera.
Oh, just the insanity that could happen at Snapdragon Stadium on Sunday is just gonna be nuts. In the sun too. It's 12:00 game, right? Or 9.
No, it's
No,
6
6:00.
No, no,
6:30. Yeah.
Google's wrong. Hey, Oaxaca's okay.
Yeah,
There's
sorry.
Google and Oaxaca.
But no, it's gonna be just all that. I cannot imagine what it's gonna be like in Mission Valley for whoever those 5 PK takers are. Even like honestly, Anders Dreyer's penalties this whole season have kind of given me pause. Like I
Correct.
would put Anders Dreyer first. So there's just so much pressure, and I think all of those players are going to be trying so insanely hard during this 90 minutes because I think they all understand too
They don't want that.
how much of a pressure-filled situation.
You know, the thing is like Mikey's there and he picks the players, but the players also step up and they do say like, oh, like I can shoot this penalty, I can shoot it, and if they're confident enough, the coach is gonna put him. My question is, what were those little bets that they were doing to apply pressure? Man, you gotta put that. You gotta put the leaves of your car or something next time.
I better see like a jackass razor, just kind of like, hey, if you miss, you get a little buzz just on the side. Like every time you just see a bunch of buzz, well, you don't want to see that actually if you're a San Diego team.
No.
I heard that and I'm like, what the Jonte Porter is going on here? I want to know, can people make micro bets in the middle of a penalty? Yay, nay. Did a bunch of money come nay on Oni Valakari at the very moment before he stepped up? Because if you, whatever bet you're making out on the field, you need to have lost 5 units on that sky ball right there. Like, I mean, again, I understand it's cruel. None of us are out there taking the penalty. It's an incredibly difficult situation. It requires a lot of courage, but you've got to put the ball on net. And trying to smash it is how you miss. And every one of the guys down the stretch tried to smash the ball. And that's just not the way to take a penalty. It's so frustrating. Oni. Oh, well, we make little bets. We make little bets. Well, Portland's going to make a little bet against you, Oni. They're going to try and play for a tie. They're going to play for 0-0 or 1-1 on Sunday night. That's a bleeping guarantee. That's an absolute guarantee. That's what Portland is going to do. That's why the key to Sunday night is 2-0. SDFC has to get the first 2 goals of the match. That's how they're going to win this match. If it's +1, it's going to be butt pucker time, butt pucker city come the 60th minute and all the way through. And Portland knows tie's as good as a win because we're going to get to penalties, and those kids are scared out of their shorts.
And
Go ahead.
right now, the only positive thing I could say is I saw Seattle take those PKs, last week against the Loons, and St. Clair didn't have to do anything, just like Pentemis.
Right.
They were same thing. Right now, they're up 3-1 heading into halftime. So it could be nothing. It could be washed off. It could be, it's the next game. it is Sunday, and they could forget all about it. And we're talking about a 3-0 win. So,
Look,
I feel good that we can get it done in regulation.
Look, I'm gonna play devil's advocate and be a little optimistic and positive about things, right? I'm not a fan of shooting penalties myself in turf.
Mhm.
I'm not a fan. I think it's different than shooting it in real grass. I know it's flat. There shouldn't be any excuses, but I'm not a fan of turf. Also, I told you this before the game started, Tony.
Mhm.
I wouldn't be mad if they lose and they get to play another game because there's an international window, and then you'd have to wait 2 weekends, 3 full weeks of really no games or preparing really for much. And now you get an extra game on the weekend, and you only have to wait out 1 weekend, and you come back in better form. LAFC now gets 2 whole weekends to rest and prepare for the conference semifinals. I'm more of a believer in, get that momentum, keep playing as much as you can. It's different playing an actual game and having that experience than just keep scrimmaging and practicing for 3 whole weeks. So I think pushing it through a third game is only good for the team. Other teams are also going to them, like Inter Miami, who are some of the league favorites, are going to a third game. It looks like Minnesota might go to a third game.
Yeah,
so,
3 upsets this weekend.
So I don't think it's the worst thing. And that's just my 2 cents on
It's
that.
not good. It's not good,
But
though.
it's not the end of the world.
The way it happened is not good, I think. And look, if there's one person I feel bad for, it's Petr Cech over here. And that headgear on Cisniega reminded me of Chelsea's goalkeeper in the 2012 Bayern Champions League final in Bayern Munich. Just penalty god. And for a performance like that to go to the trash can has to suck. And at the end of the day, he needs to go ahead and prepare himself a little bit more now with his feet. We saw immediately after he came in.
Oh my gosh! That moment.
Immediately almost got the ball taken away and ricocheted it and almost rolled into the net.
Yeah.
That would have been fatal for everybody.
Another thing to possibly just keep an eye on, route, is Cisniega.
Mhm.
For some reason, aggravates his.
He was listed as a
that he was-
concussion.
that
That's why
was
he's wearing the
cleared.
headgear. Yeah.
Aggravates that. Your other goalkeeper is now
Furry.
San Diego
Duran.
FC,
I blanked
loyal
on the name.
legend.
San Diego.
Yeah.
Then you go
Duran's
loyal.
The
Furry.
healthiest goalkeeper
So-
we have right now.
All right, guys. Well,
I'm just saying, Furry's a great goalkeeper. We've seen him do
I'm
it
already
with
wearing
San
the
Diego
sequin.
Loyal. But at the end of the day, in playoffs and a bit on the most important games in the club's history,
Sports are
Your-
awesome, man.
your first ever signing, maybe having to step up.
That'll be
It's-
insane. The
it's
San
something to
Diego
keep
kid,
an eye on.
there's no way that'll happen.
for
Sorry,
penalties.
Hush your mouth, Shiva. I don't want to see
Yeah.
that happen. I want Cisniega to see this thing out all the way to MLS Cup. But I agree with what you said in principle. We even talked about that on episode 21 of Chromaniacs. Like, do you really want a 3-week break before you get to your next match and maybe lose all the momentum of the playoff? I think it's more important when the other team isn't playing. If it goes as the game is rolling right now and Seattle wins and it goes back to Minnesota for game 3, then I don't think there's a competitive advantage or disadvantage, by going to that third game. My question would be, what's the situation with Luca Bambino? Like,
Yeah.
what's the situation with the nicks and bruises? Because it's one more chance to get injured. And obviously, Dos Santos is a huge injury. Bambino, I think, is also a huge injury if there's a problem that goes forward and you don't know who's the next guy that goes down playing a must-win match and trying to go that extra step, that winds up turning into a soft tissue injury.
Oh, we don't want Negri there? We don't trust Franco Negri, guys? I thought we were.
Sometimes you can trust experience in important games like that. But
Mhm.
Bombino is just a rock star at that
Yeah.
position. Like the pressure really, I feel like it got more to Duah than it did to Bombino this last game.
They were picking on him. You could tell.
That's the game plan. And Tony's talked to us about that, right? Where Portland's gonna go attack the kids, attack the rookies. Like you gotta do it, especially having 3 rookies in your back line at a play like for 3 straight games against the same team. It's risky.
It is. And look, that right back position too is just let's talk about a cemetery of health. Is just not getting better anytime soon. The healthiest team will go in, but also the team that's more focused as well. At the end of the game, I don't know if you guys saw, there were some extracurricular activities with Godoy and
Once again.
and Velde. And first of all, is Velde just that villain for SDFC right now? Like, is he just a big bad wolf for SDFC? Because that guy put a performance in. He put a shift in. He was bullying the kids out there in the defensive line. He wanted it. Can he replicate that? Like, you got to stop that guy who's now in form in a one-off playoff match.
Oh man, and we can even get into like who do you want to see start in this match? But I kind of know who I want to end the match is Eidevall Godoy being there for like the final 45, just so he can, get his hands, get a good tackle in, make sure that this team can be slowed down a little bit, because you need that intensity level even at the end of the game. And I kind of want to see him, in the final 45, and maybe that means you're gonna have to start Valakari and Luca in that midfield, and then you sub in the guy that's gonna put some authority into this match. So it was great to see. I do enjoy little things like that because he's into it. He's very passionate. He's always been a passionate person, and man, it's like it brings a little bit more fire to this matchup, even though we're a couple thousand miles away. This is a rivalry. It feels like this is gonna be something we're gonna be talking about, forever, including this upcoming matchup. Where, if we win, we're gonna be like, oh yeah, remember the day we beat the Timbers to go into the semifinals. If we lose, we're gonna be like, damn it, we should have beat the Timbers. And I think, I think this is gonna keep growing into a pretty intense battle in the future.
Tell the truth. If we lose, everyone is going to say, there's another San Diego sports team.
Yes.
I don't care about that.
Yes, they will.
That's what they're going to say.
That's the narrative.
Just real talk. That's what it'll be. And so
Hey,
there
Craig,
they are. They earned their stripes. Now they're one of us. They're a failure.
Hey, Craig, you're living proof that there's no curse. The Sockers, they win.
Damn right
That's
they
true.
do.
That's
Hell
true.
yeah.
I've got the rings to prove it.
In the continental
hell yeah.
United States, they do.
Yes, right. Well, hey, listen, if you can't beat them, great league rules that eliminate them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was
Wow,
a choice.
there's a lot of things like that happening in America nowadays, huh?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, correct though, right? If they do lose this game on Sunday, is it a failure of a season?
no.
No,
We can't never
It's a
get
failure
into
of a
You call it
playoff.
a disappointment. But
Yeah, there's
like,
disappointment. Yeah, but not a failure. That you didn't know, like at the very beginning of the season, you didn't know what this is going to be. At best, like I was just hoping for a playoff spot, like the spot that Portland has now. I was hoping for that spot, and like to get this far, it's like, oh, okay, we're the best team in the Western Conference, and we're still playing. We're still in it. We were in it till in round one. So I'm not going to be disappointed. It's something to grow, and continue to grow on for the next few years.
But isn't
You
the
know, our-
expectation now like a championship? You finished
No,
fifth.
Come on. We're an expansion team.
you don't have a striker.
Well, then
No.
that's why that mentality for San Diego sports exists.
No.
You know how
Oh, at
many?
least you tried.
Like how many times you're gonna have a chance to win something in this league. You're gonna have Champions Cup, you're gonna have Leagues Cup, and you're gonna have MLS Cup and a Shield. You have 4 different opportunities to win in this league.
And you have a chance to go play in CONCACAF Champions League. There's so many opportunities.
Yeah.
Look, I can't say this strongly enough. This playoff format is stupid. It's asinine, and the reason you know that in the bottom of your shoes is because it's for money and nothing else. There's 16 teams in the playoffs, and every one of the 16 out of 30 teams has to get a home playoff date because they're selling tickets at playoff rates to make money. And it's good advertising for Apple to have all of this. But it's 3 games in the beginning and 1 when the best teams play. And the only reason for that is expediency. So this is a format built of money and expediency. If it was just expediency, we would have won a 1-game playoff against Portland 2-1. If we played an international 2-leg playoff, we would have won and already advanced, and there never would have been any penalties because Portland would have needed 2 goals at the end. They wouldn't have needed 1. But we're in this dumb ass made for TV plus get me out of the arena. We don't need extra time. Let me get home. Let's go straight to pens. They just threw a spanner in the works. So, I too, like Alex, believe that SDFC is going to win on Sunday. And that's why I said 2-0. I think we have the ability to come out and put 2 on this Portland team. But if it somehow comes the other way and we lose in pens or we do something, something really unfortunate happens and we lose without pens, it's not a disappointing season. It's just a bummer of a stupid ass playoff where if they were doing any sort of regular format, we would have already won and advanced.
And just to add to that, more than half of this bracket, and it looks like Seattle's going to win and move on. There's going to be 5 matchups this weekend going and playing a game 3, just because that's just how soccer is. It's just going to add another game and, add more advertising, add more money into the Apple ecosystem here. So, I hope no one feels bad that we're playing in a game 3. Other teams are playing in a game 3. Inter Miami, Seattle, it seems like everybody else is playing in a game 3. So we're just one of 10 that are playing this weekend.
In the post-match, actually, Pellegrino was kind of candid about himself not knowing what the playoff format was. He thought that it was a point system, and with the second game, it's a tie, and you move forward. Did you not see that? I don't know if that breeds any confidence or
that's insane because we asked him about the playoff format during midweek availability a couple weeks ago, and he was kind of like, I don't really understand it. You'd think at that point.
This setup is crazy. I don't know all the rules, but it's really cool to be a part of it. So I wasn't sure if it was penalties after we conceded the last game, because I was thinking maybe 1 point will be enough. But yeah, I'm learning every day. Me too. In the age of 35.
Is that not a? I mean, at the end of the day,
don't
you need to know the rules?
Yes, you do. You need to know the playoff rules. You need to know the potential for people. This is like a Mikey. I think this is probably a Mikey Vadas thing where it's like we're focused on winning the game. This is one thing at a time,
and that's a problem.
These are things that just frustrate me so much in sports, and because it's not just in soccer, but the coach just being like, "Oh, we're only focused on this." You have to know the circumstances of how you advance to the playoffs. It's a different game now. You have to be thinking about these strategically. How do you not educate all your players? Not have a meeting? Okay, guys. We're all new to MLS. This are all of our first years. Let's all explain what happens. Ima Boateng's been here forever. Ima can explain it, and then let him talk. Or it's insane that he doesn't know.
And we don't know that they haven't done that, and Amal just wasn't paying attention.
Maybe it could be that one, and that's just zoning off and not paying attention.
He's a visual learner.
Yeah.
I would just add, and I saw our sore need friend in the chat. I fully understand that traditional playoffs are 2-leg home and away, and I said that. The point I was trying to make, that maybe I just want to drill one more time. You could do a long playoff with 3-game series and 5-game series. You could do a single elimination bracket. You could do 2 legs and do it, which MLS used to do all the way. But they're not doing any one of those things. They're doing this weird mix of 3, then 1. And the 3 is just to guarantee gates. But then the rest of the way, there's no guaranteed gates. It's just home, higher seed hosts. So it's the combination of the cash grab with the expediency. That's what I think makes it stupid. Either pick a lane is what I'm basically saying. And personally, I'd love it to be home, away, aggregate, away goals, the entire thing. Let's just play the world's game. And when they go to the world schedule in 2 years and they go to the winter spring schedule, I hope they go to the world's playoff format too.
Imagine if it was a single elimination. This would be the conference final this weekend, and then it's an international break, and teams technically would have a rest to get any players that are injured or anything, enough time to recover to play the MLS Cup. Imagine that.
And you don't have to force them into CONCACAF Champions League immediately after the season ends. There's a little bit of a space, a little bit of a break.
And then you could technically now have the choice and say, hey, I don't want all these players to go on international duty because we have MLS Cup. We don't want to risk any injuries. Coaches can do that. And coaches have not sent players because there's an important game coming up after. And we've seen players get injured in international duty. Paddy McNair's one of them, that every time he goes to play with Ireland, he comes back injured. So if that was the scenario, like that would be a dream MLS playoff. Like, great. Thank you for keeping it amazing like that. But that's not the case. And now they're going to play a game 3 of round 1 this weekend.
I'm tired of Portland.
And I agree with you, Craig and Alex. I think San Diego FC is going to win this weekend. I think they're going to come on hard and they're going to win 4-2 or something like that. Kind of like that last game of the season. They're going to like just make a statement and say, yeah, no, we're still the best in the West. And we're going to prove it by like scoring 4 goals in this game.
I could see that. That's definitely a place that can happen. But a well-coached team, even in the slightest, with which is what we saw with Portland, they switched into a 4-3-3 out of nowhere. Something that they've kind of been not playing at all. Like it was a completely different Portland team that came out. That's Portland up at home, Providence Park, plus 200 attack and defense with this magic field spell on the field. But this is a different game, and San Diego last time out was successful at home. And I think that's one thing that I think San Diego fans can be very, very happy with, is that last time out, they were able to win at Snapdragon. Had they not been able to win, they won at Providence Park and you bring it back home, then it's the questions like, can they win at home? They haven't won at home since Nashville, but no, they've won a playoff game. They know what it's like. They know the environment. Portland knows the environment. SDFC knows the environment. That this is in SDFC's hands. Their destiny is in their hands.
It's a similar scenario that Portland had this weekend. They had their home crowd. They had the momentum going on their side. The soccer gods are not cruel all of the time. And, it's almost when you say like Portland deserved that tie. For all those chances they created, they deserved that tie, and it happened at the last minute. It's a miracle in soccer. We love to see that happen. It doesn't feel nice when it's against a team that you're kind of like covering and supporting. But then you're like, okay, penalties, and let's see what happens now. And that doesn't happen. Like now it's in San Diego's side. So
this is what sports are all about, man. Winner take all. One last moment. Showdown. You guys have been facing these guys for so many weeks now. They're all sick of each other. They're all going to fight within the first 5 minutes. If someone doesn't they're going to be so pushy and annoying for that first 5. It's just going to be just absolute nonsense. And then if Portland's ahead, if it's tied, I can't imagine the antics that are going to be taking place. But it's just, this is what soccer's all about. This is what sports are all about. I'm excited for this weekend. This is without question the biggest match in San Diego City history. And and I want to go. I want to say that to go even further and say this could possibly, even though this is the first round, this could possibly be one of the biggest playoff matches in soccer, in outdoor soccer history. Even more than the Wave versus Oil Rain game, just because of how much passion and anger there is between all parties.
I hope it goes better than that game too.
Yeah, but yes, 100%. But this is the point with that you're making too, is that I would like to see a clean game. Sure, let me be passionate, but if there's one thing that San Diego City cannot lose in is the focus game, the mental aspect. Don't let yourself go into indiscipline. And that's where I see like Aníbal Godoy kind of, they did get in his head. I like that passion, right, Alex? But it's like, it's that very thin line of if you do that mid game, if you start him, get an early yellow card in the 20th minute, now you have 80 minutes to go with added time with, being careful, playing on eggshells. No, you need Aníbal to be just cracking people left and right. Do it in a smart way, but also again that indiscipline. If they got to Manu Duah up there, trust me, they're gonna be poking him at the sides, and that's one of the keys to this Portland game. And what else do you guys see being a key to this game in order to get that 2-0? What things need to happen for San Diego FC to make sure that they control their own destiny?
Well, I think that, and we'll talk about it more on Chromaniacs 22, and we can get into the lineup. But I'll say as kind of a parting shot, I understand why they're doing the substitution patterns the way they are from the standpoint of player usage, but I don't think, and Alex made this point, I'd like to reiterate it. I don't think Luca Della Torre is a real defending midfielder that at the end of a match, I want out there up by 1. I feel like the reason you'd bring him into a game late is because you're trailing and you want him to act, or you're tied and you want him to activate the offense and be creative going forward. When you're ahead and you're subbing in Luca Della Torre, that doesn't make sense to me. I'd rather start Luca Della Torre, hope to get the lead, and bring in Aníbal Godoy as the hammer to close things out. That's a logical procession for me. When it's reversed, I feel like you're hoping for things to happen. You're hoping for Godoy to be creative and not pick up a yellow, and then you're hoping for Della Torre not to crap the bed defensively. And that's why I'm back to Ingvartsen as well. I'd rather have Ingvartsen try to create a goal in the first 30 minutes, come out of the game. Maybe you start Chucky and you bring in Pellegrino at that point, and then it's Baird that tries to close things out, and I'd feel a lot more comfortable with his athleticism out there trying to close a match out than I would. And we're worried about penalties. Sorry, Marcus, you lost that card. You shot it into the top deck at Providence Park. I think it rattled around one of those troughs that you guys were trying to pee into over by the supporters section, like how high you shot that ball. So I'm not worried about you taking a penalty, bruv. Like, start the game, try and score me a goal, and then get the heck off the field, and let me have someone athletic to close the match out when it's done. So those would be the things I'd be looking for, is just let's be ruthless, and Mikey's been that way. I really do trust him, but now is not the time to go Mike Schilt and be like, well, this is our starting lineup. We're just going to have to dance with them that brought us, guys. We're going to just keep them out there that way. No, do the most effective thing possible.
Talk about Voldemort. He who shall not be named. That is comparing Mikey Vadas to Mike Schill
that's the meanest thing you've ever said about, or even comparing to Mikey
It
Vadas.
is, but I said I hope he doesn't. I'm not saying he is. It's not a comparison. It's a please don't do this.
In the same sentence, it's weird.
I understand. It's fair.
more like Albert Pujols or something.
Huh?
I don't know what Pujols would say.
And I think I agree with Craig, but I'll take it a step further. It's either you start Ingvartsen or you don't play him at all. And because I think I saw in the 15 minutes we got to see it, I think we can start a front line that will be Pellegrino, Dreyer, and Chucky, and I think that could do just fine for a half, and you kind of work it out and see how that works for the first 45 minutes, because it worked. Chucky can play on the right side. He has done it before, and I wouldn't mind seeing it, and putting I think that's going to be your best front three out there. And I think if you're looking for goals and looking to score early, why not have your best scoring threat out there to start this match?
I agree with you. He's got to do something different and approach this game a different way. And that's the top that you need to have. You need to have Pellegrini on the left. Can't believe I'm saying that. Chucky on the right. And then Dreyer has to be your false 9 or your number 9 at least for the first 45 minutes. And then you kind of, depending on how it goes, you kind of move it around. I agree as well with starting Luca de la Torre over Godoy for this match. And then if you're up, then you throw in Godoy as well to add to that defensive aspect of it. I don't know if Balakari starts, but I think he kind of has to at this point. Unless you start Godoy and you bench Balakari, then that's kind of like, okay, Mikey, you're not playing around. But the back line is going to be important if Bombino's available. Like, that's going to be a huge component on that back line.
Well, I mean, sounds like nobody knows what the starting 11 can actually like be, which isn't necessarily comforting. I would say, but there's a lot of options. Which is on the other side of it. There's good options. There's things to work on. Will Mikey Varas do that? One option he's not going to have is CJ Dos Santos. Obviously, Bombino. We'll see what kind of condition he's in. That midfield has to go ahead and work.
And let's not forget, like, there's no need to panic. You didn't lose that game in 90.
Technically, no.
You tied that game.
That game tied.
So you technically, like Craig, you said earlier, you haven't lost to this Portland team. So I don't think it's a time to panic. I think it's a time to just say, okay, we just have to play them one more game, which is unusual, right? 4 games. But yeah, like I think San Diego's in a good spot.
2-0. 2-0. Get the first goal, get the next goal. You get up 2-0, then we're just going to remember the words of Alex Pena. These are the guys who can't shoot straight. We're going to see them pressure the net over and over again and miss wide, and we're going to do the and it'll be a workout for the heart, but they'll win the match. Just do not let this be 0-0 in the 75th minute, and SDFC is panicking. And Portland is laughing, saying, guys, we're 20 minutes away from putting these guys in a position that they do not want to be in. That's the only thing about this match. We know what Portland knows, right? We know what's going to make them excited. So you just can't give them that path. That's what 2-0 is all about. Don't give them the path to get excited.
I've also heard through a couple sources that and this hopefully is not a 12th man thing for Portland or, for anybody really. Hopefully it's not the show stealer. New turf and sod at Snapdragon. So
good.
Maybe. I think it's been in great condition. So
it's been wonderful.
Yeah, SDSU just had their homecoming and record-breaking crowd probably this season. But
they got like 10,000 fans on there. That's nice.
14,000 turnstile. What was it?
No, I think they announced like upwards of 20K.
Wow,
announced.
Wow,
they actually have to say their gate attendance though because
they do. It's a hilarious little state school thing that they get screwed over on every time.
Every single article that's like, here's the announced attendance parentheses, here's the real gate attendance, and then you're just
I just opened up the San Diego Union Tribune website, and the literal lead story from Mark Ziegler is Wyoming coach calls out San Diego State's football attendance issues. So it was 17,109 was the in-house attendance. They announced 24,325. It's very simple to say that it's actually not a fair comparison. Is that's the last thing I say. I know you guys are going to move on and get to wave and everything else, but San Diego State plays Mountain West Conference teams. They play teams in the low 100s, Wyoming and Fresno and Reno, Nevada. Oh, but wait till Boise State gets to town. You got to come see Boise State. And you know what happens if you win the whole kit and caboodle? Well, like 1 out of 1,000 times you'll get to qualify for the college football playoff, be the number 12 seed and lose by 55 points, but you'll get some money. So that'll be great. Every other time you go to the Armed Forces Bowl or the Idaho Potato Bowl or the whatever they've renamed the thing in New Mexico Bowl, the Sun Bowl, like they go to some shitty 5th tier bowl game. So like Whereas Alex was like, well, hey, you get 4 chances to win in MLS. If you're a San Diego State football fan, you get, like 8 chances to pay to watch your team play a top 200 team, and with the grand prize of going and getting the Potato Bowl. So, like, we can win the championship in MLS. 35,000 should show up on Sunday to see this match. This city right now should go SDFC ape crazy all the way until they win the MLS Cup here, and honestly, there's just no comparison. SDSU football is just a thing that exists, and all the praise to Sean Lewis and the program for beating up on Reno, but like, that's what Brady Hoke did. That's what Rocky Long did. It doesn't matter. You're playing the 5th tier. It's like if we were down in the below where the Loyal were, playing it, if we're playing Albion's schedule, be like, okay, you beat the team at the Sacramento High School. Woo, good for you.
Yeah. Having grown up in San Diego my whole life and watching San Diego State football, I definitely had that a little bit of that inferiority complex. They're pretty good. They can run the ball. They have some chances. And then I went to school at the University of Oregon, and I saw what real football looked like, and I was
Here we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not what I was watching back home in Mission Valley. This is a completely different sport. It's quite insane.
And before we move on to it, you got me curious and just looked up San Diego State football schedule, and they have a home match at Snapdragon on Saturday the 22nd, and that's conference semifinal weekend. So that means San Diego FC would have to play either that Friday or that Sunday. After a San Diego State football game.
Yeah,
It's going to be Sunday if we get there. Yes. If and
New
when.
sod. They'll have another new sod ready.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope San Diego FC would pay for them to do that, like overnight.
Oh, I think they would.
I think so too.
Isn't this lovely, guys? Being able to just talk soccer.
Yeah.
And just like good.
Just randomly rip San Diego State or Oregon or what. College football is the most corrupt sport in the world. Oregon's probably paying their 3rd string linebacker $185,000.
Yeah, he should be. Okay, Phil Knight has the money. What is Phil Knight supposed to do? Just leave it. Let him spend the money. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, and you know what else? When Oregon plays against, Nevada, Reno, or who? Well, they never would. They would never stoop to that level. They would never stoop to that. Okay, but when they play Oregon State, there's like 25 kids on the bottom of the roster that aren't getting paid for the Beavers that are just going to place micro bets against themselves on DraftKings and parlay it so that they can finally get the paycheck that all the kids in Oregon get. And that's exactly what college football is. It's just a rampant swamp of corruption, cash pay for play, billionaires and shoe magnates determining who's going to get scholarships, and all the kids who don't get paid put DraftKings on their phone and micro bet against their buddies and make them nut that way. Please enjoy our ridiculous sport.
Depends on the state. Depends on the state. It could
For
be
betting?
Price Picks. It could be DraftKings. You never know.
Yeah, that's a great point. Could be
All I'm gonna
underdog.
say is, since they caught the whole NBA thing, those parlays are hitting now. The parlays are hitting. Oh,
Hey, you guys said DraftKings. Shout out Yaya Boa. Allegedly.
Hey,
Allegedly.
One-time alleged target of San Diego FC in the expansion draft. They were actually
guys,
in going to do that. So good job, Tyler.
in soccer, in Price Picks, you can bet how many shots on target a player has, the over under. You're telling me if you're an attacking player, you're not gonna be like, I'm gonna shoot the ball at least 3 times tonight. Over.
Yeah, I don't know who the person is in the comment that says can't base. Have you followed any of the news? This is a story.
You can place bets on whatever you want these days.
You can 100% place
women's
bets.
basketball in Turkey.
Yes.
Oh, you can bet
On these platforms, you can bet everything. You can bet on literally like the tight end for the number 58 team whether he's going to catch 4 balls or he's going to catch 3. And you've got to know that kids are doing this all the time. It's just when the mob gets involved and someone throws $200K on a Jonte Porter to go under, 9 minutes or whatever, that
Excellent.
that is caught. Yeah, but if Johnny and Freddie are betting $50 through their friends in the dorm, if they're betting $150 with their friends through the dorm, they're not getting caught. And they're subtly manipulating these games along the way. Anyways, I digress. That's just not happening in MLS. I made the joke about Oni Valakari and the micro bets, but that's why, because college football is a corrupt, absolute swamp, and Oregon is just an absolute evil villain purveyor of that, with their 75,000 uniforms and their billionaire shoe magnate paying players while the kids on Oregon State have to cheat and do micro bets. And meanwhile, we can beat Nevada Reno and better show up against Boise State, guys. All right. Let's all get out there on Sunday and let's go SDFC. Vamos SDFC.
I love that. Craig, Alex, let everybody know where they can find you outside of this Thursday on Chromaniacs on this very channel.
All right. Well, for myself, Padres Hot Tub is a show that we just recorded that'll be out tomorrow morning alongside 2 Balls and a Mic. Patreon.com/Padres Hot Tub if you'd like to be part of our community and support. It's a great place, and we do bonus shows. I'm like in my 5th hour of recording right now. We did 2 shows back to back right into this, which is super sick and enjoyable. Also, Chromaniacs, of course, with myself and Tony and Alex. We'll be recording episode number 22 on Thursday evening. You can find us everywhere you find this show as well. You can subscribe to us on YouTube and on any podcast platform. I also host Crossing Streams with Chris Reed, former actor from Sons of Anarchy, and other friends, talking about all of the streaming television. Episode 258 of that. We're not quite to 301, but maybe I'll try and go double time to catch you. But that was reviewing season 3 of The Diplomat, which, if you've seen that on Netflix, is an amazing show. So you can check out that and more. Find Crossing Streams wherever you find this and everything else. And that's it for me. How about you, Alex? Or is he?
You can check everything Alex does again.
no,
He did.
Oh, dang.
Immediately.
I'm the
I
John
was like,
Travolta
Crossing
meme now. It's just, where'd he go?
I
Jeez.
listened to the Crossing Stream episodes the other day once I was finishing some of the shows. It's a great evergreen podcast. And when you watch, you don't have to watch it when it comes out. If you watch a show later on, you can go back and then find out what Craig thought about it. It's really fun. They dissect it. They dissect a lot of different shows in a lot of different ways. I disagreed with Craig very heavily on the Peacemaker season finale, but I enjoyed hearing him give his take on it.
I love it. Well, there you go. And you can always write us at crossingstreamstvpodcast@gmail.com and give us your ideas and thoughts, and we'll read them on an upcoming show. But thank you guys. It's always great to be here, and we'll be back Thursday. And this part of the show, I'm sure, will be going on the Chromaniacs feed as well. So looking forward to it, and enjoy the rest of the show. And Vamos Wave. And oh my gosh, I'll just tell this story on the way out. I absolutely love her. G Mendoza is she runs match day for Wave, and she's the person I work alongside at Wave. And at the last match, when they won and ran roughshod, right, and scored 6 goals, I was looking at things, and I was like, hang on a second, well, hang on, but now Portland, okay, Seattle. Oh, wait a second, they play each other. As long as San Diego Wave wins, they're going to play at home in the first round. And she looks at me and she's like, I'm going to be in Costa Rica. It's my girlfriend's birthday, and I got a trip. And she's going to be in Costa Rica. And so I think she was the one Wave employee that was not rooting for 1-0 to be seen out in Kansas City on Sunday afternoon. But there'll be a Wave watch party, 12 o'clock at Novo Brazil in Mission Valley, I think. Mission Valley. And I will be hosting that watch party for Wave on Sunday, and then going straight. I'm going to have the Chromaniac suit in the car to drive to a trolley stop to get to the match. So
We need a hired documentary crew that follows like people like you and us, who like just going through town and was like, oh no, I've just switched into this, then soccer, then this, for you baseball, or U.S. Open Cup. Like it's incredible, but
it's gonna be a huge Sunday.
Huge.
San Diego.
What a Sunday. The one day I'm going to just absolutely hate Portland. I support the city and everything it's going through every other day, but Sunday, Portland, you suck. I hate you. Hope you lose everything. I hope you lose it all. All right, guys. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Wow, that was fun.
That was fun.
You were fangirling a little bit there,
Craig. Dude, this was just fun sports radio. I was having fun. Dude,
Yeah.
Craig's a legend of the game in San Diego. It's so fun to be able to talk with him. Here are the gifts I got you guys from Oaxaca. I've been playing with them all.
Yeah, you have.
It's annoying. I needed to stop. I need to stop having stuff in my hands.
No, you don't. Like fidgets are good. Like it's fine, especially for your condition.
Yeah, Oaxaca's a pretty cool place. Mexico's awesome, and then at the same time, really sad sometimes.
Thank you.
Hey, did you guys hear what Mikey Vadas? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But what Mikey Vadas.
Let's listen to what Mikey Vadas
Let's
had
not
to
bum
had to
everybody
say,
out.
yeah.
Let's bum everybody out at the end. By the way, we're gonna hear some Mikey Vadas, then we're gonna go into San Diego Wave goals, gaps, and grades. There's still some show left, and
I mean, there's a whole playoff game for San Diego Wave.
Yes,
there was a point in the season where we kind of thought there's no chance to make the playoffs, and
no.
I was
Speak for yourself, Abe.
2 goals away from proving my take correctly and being top 3 team.
I remember I was very positive about Wave. I was like, oh yeah, there's a chance. This guy that kind of talks like, oh, the ketchup. Like
let's hear from Mikey Vadas.
You got to let the ketchup flow. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's playoff football, right? Like, I think the effort from the boys was tremendous, and we gave ourselves a chance to win the game. They started taking a lot of risk. We weren't able to punish that risk that they took in terms of some 1v1 and 2v2 situations on the final line, and they put enough pressure that they ended up getting kind of one of these kind of scramble goals. It is what it is. Like it hurts because we're all competitors, but we'll use it as motivation to go back home and play our best.
You know, PK's obviously sail too high, another one off the crossbar, and that kind of just how much more did that kind of make it more painful when your keeper made a couple saves to give you a shot?
It's a penalty shootout, man. If you're brave enough to shoot one of those, then it can happen to anybody. Proud of all the guys who stepped up and had the courage to take it.
You know, Chucky came in second half there.
Chucky
Lozano.
Look, penalty misses do happen to everybody, and that's fine. And at the end of the day, you know what? So be it. Like, you still sucked at penalties, and you got to figure that shit out, and you can't afford to suck in penalties.
I'm sure all the players themselves too they don't need Mikey Vadas or the coaches to say, "Hey, we're doing extra penalties." I'm sure they're all raring to go in these after every practice to take these penalties and try and fix what went so wrong in this last game, because it is really tough to do that, especially in Providence Park.
If Dreyer is your best penalty kick taker, you're in trouble.
I think they should have let Negri shoot one.
It was
no, why are you laughing, dude? Argentino experiencia, like
Dreyer has scored stat
scored.
from a source 13 out of 15 career penalties that he's had, but they're not pretty. Like, he's not they're not. Chucky passed it to a corner. Great, like excellent.
I love when center backs shoot penalties. I think center backs historically have been excellent at shooting penalties, and I think you definitely should have had either McVeigh or Patty McNair shooting a penalty. It's not always going to be an attacking player. Defensive players are really good at shooting penalties as well.
That's true.
Yeah, Mikey's not good, along with Nate Miller's. Shout out Nate Miller, got a new gig at
Boise
inaugural
State.
Cub.
It's not a. What's the name of the USL team?
Isn't it Boise? Isn't it in Boise?
It's not Boise State though. That's
I
university.
Know, yes, I know. But now he's gonna root for Boise State.
No problem. Yeah.
All right. So, Mikey Vadas, you're going to go ahead and have a tall task. We'll see if we can talk to you on air. This is how we do it. You're going to go to training?
On Friday?
Yeah.
I believe I will be able to. Tomorrow for San Diego Wave, unfortunately, I do not think I'll be able to. Father's birthday.
They'll do online media availability.
I know. I feel
Club.
horrible not being able to make it out to Wave tomorrow, just because it's such a big moment for this team, especially after last season's everything debacle nonsense to even make the playoffs.
Paul
And
Buckle?
Well, let's debacle. That was excellent. That's one of your few moments
Thank you.
of mastery of the English language. I love that. Well, after I've been done being berated by Chiva for my emotions last week. By the way,
Yeah, you cried.
yeah, also congratulations to you guys at 300 episodes.
Oh,
What
thank
an
you.
accomplishment.
Well,
Very
yeah,
proud of you boys.
you've been part of like what 150?
Oh, not that many. Like,
I really don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know when you came on.
Okay, start talking. I'm gonna look it up.
You just kind of appeared.
I'm gonna look up Abe's
yeah,
first
it's
episode.
2023, I think.
I'll look-
know.
I'll
But
look for
anyways,
it. I'll look
San
for it.
Diego Wave, we'll get into it. They played Kansas City Current this weekend. I think this is an all game. Even at the beginning of the season, this is the type of game you circle as like it's going to be a tough one, right?
Yeah.
Kansas City is one of the most dominant teams the NWSL has ever seen. They've just been on a complete roll this entire season. And
This
then,
guy's fault, Vlatko.
yeah,
He knows that NWSL.
Yeah,
he
does.
knows exactly what's going to happen. He comes back from the U.S. Women's National Team. So much criticism. Everyone's saying he's a horrible coach, doesn't know what he's doing tactically or who he's selecting, and then comes to Kansas City, builds this whole project, kind of forces out Cammie Ashton too. So there's a little bit of that like tension between San Diego and Kansas City. I see because Cammie Ashton was the it was a GM. I think it's GM. Yeah, she was the GM, but she didn't really. They kind of hired him over her and gave him all of the decision making stuff. So that's just a whole nother element. But yeah, you get this game on ESPN before every other game on decision day, which is kind of unfortunate, I think. But it doesn't really matter at the end of the day for Wave because they end up losing this game. Dudinia still on showing really good form, getting the goal early on. I think you just put all your trust in Dudinia right now. It's good to have her peaking right now at this time. I think like she is without question one of those just pen Sharpie starting left wing.
Yeah.
Dudinia.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Dudinia that we were promised, right? The loss of Maria Sanchez kind of left that void on that side, and she's been able to really come into her own and create chaos and get on the score sheet. But you know, you're playing against Casey Current, that again first place team. This is the best team overall. They lose their Golden Boot winner Chawinga to injury, and you know but you still have a good team, and that's where Casey just excels in. And they have stars everywhere. I mean, for me, I think my favorite player one of my favorite players in NWSL is Deviña. Like she is incredible. She scored now 3 times against San Diego Wave, 2 of them being absolute bangers, including this game. She's actually, I think, has scored one of the most beautiful goals at Snapdragon Stadium. Like that was her first goal. It was incredible. Kenza Dali again looking good, getting some shots outside of the box. That's what you want to see from Kenza Dali. That's her spot. That's her space. That's her natural 10 position that she's kind of coming into. But overall, like this team is again now missing Kennedy Wesley too. Because for this match, no estaba, ¿verdad?
She was here.
She was here?
Yeah.
Oh, she's coming back after
She was literally in Kansas City playing with the U.S. Women's National Team.
And then she just stayed.
And then I believe she just stayed in Kansas City to continue on, which good for her. She gets her first cap for the U.S. Women's National Team. We played a pretty solid game this one, but yeah, Deviña just unreal shot right here, completely over the wall. Like you really can't do anything about it.
I was trying to be critical. I'm like, they could have jumped. Like, there's 2 players that do stay, but you're not getting there 3 feet up higher than your own body length. Freezing.
Caitlin Sheridan's reaction. I love a goalkeeper reaction like that. Just like, oh, what do you do?
Yeah, you just gotta give it to her like up. There it goes. Yikes. kind of have to smile at it. There's nothing for you to do. It's frustrating.
Yeah, but after that, I think
Mhm.
you all can feel the momentum. Just like, okay, this is how Kansas City does it. This is exactly the DNA they are. They can make these adjustments. They're just going to wear the Wave down. The Wave really didn't have many strong offensive chances after this, so it felt inevitable after that goal.
Love the upside of Armstrong Foster, but those two plus Wesley's too much youth and inexperience in the center back to play against a team like KC. We might have one with McNabb and Sav. McNabb had an excused absence, I believe, from this match. So yeah, I agree that experience that McNabb brings into the team. And it's that inexperience that you're just talking about right here, like, just being overzealous with the tackle and you slip one, you're not able to jockey for position there. That KC is going to take that every time, and they're going to go ahead and convert it into a goal, and that's going to be all she wrote for San Diego Wave. It's not necessarily a game that you kind of look at like, oh, you lose too much confidence off of this. No, you played them well. You played the first place team well, and this is a game where I understand if and when Jonas is like, well, I like the performance, like it was a good performance, and that's what you want. This builds forward. Now, can they build forward after this? Because it's playoffs. San Diego Wave are now in playoffs. This was the last regular season game. This is going to dictate where they're going to end on the regular season table. And despite what critics,
I think we completely were fair to the Wave this season.
Jiva and I were. I don't know about you, Abe.
Abe actually called them like a mid-table
like
team.
6 to 8.
You were.
Yeah,
right.
you did have them in that, and that. Yeah, like it's crazy how 2 goals was the difference between you being right and me being right.
Yeah. And it's not this game, I think, that you would point to and say, this is why they're in 6th place instead of 3rd place. There are so many other games, so many other chances, especially during their losing streak and winless streak, that they had so many opportunities that they could have just one result difference and everything's different. But it's overall, I think you can look at this Wave season and give it a pretty solid thumbs up.
Yeah. Like
I know though, I asked Jonas about, what's your overall takeaways from the season? And he was just kind of like, yep, we've accomplished our goal, made the playoffs. That's everything after this is kind of like a plus. So I think they're all okay with that. They pretty solid, confident going into this next Portland match, which is what you want, but it still just feels like an inevitable. Who's going to lose to Washington or Kansas City?
Yeah, Brad saying here, if I'd be fine with 6th place on the table if it was offered in March. Yeah, that's
crazy that Gotham's in 8th place.
Yeah, reigning defending champions. We actually got an email from Gotham today.
What? We did.
Yeah, it's like
it's
that's
it's
no
stats.
Before you vote.
Yeah.
By the way, we were selected again to be NWSL. Are we allowed to share that? Yeah, right.
Yeah, we have a vote.
I honestly think we should share who our thing is. I don't know if we're going to be voting right now in this moment, but I think it's completely fair as voters for us to share what our opinions are, and people can come criticize us for what we think or tell us what's right or wrong. But yeah, I think
everything Kansas City, that's my vote.
Pretty much Temwacha Chawinga, I think, is one of the best players in the league, and just
back to back.
I think maybe coach of the year is probably interesting. Still probably think it's Vlaco.
Mm-hmm. Can Wave win anything? No.
Kenza Dali might get best 11.
Is there a most improved?
I could see best 11. Yeah. Most improved team, not just player, just comeback team of the year.
I think I found Abe's first ever episode with us.
Oh.
It was, I think, NWSL, CONCACAF. 214. Okay.
We were talking Gold Cup. W Gold Cup.
That's 76 episodes. Cool. 77 now.
Wow. Proud of you guys, though. You guys have done a lot to keep this all going, and it's really cool. And I'm glad you guys have given me this platform to talk soccer.
Really add a lot to what we have building here. Abraham, let me take that one off. Abraham.
What's up, man? How's it going?
Martin, como quieras. Say hi to the people. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on. Love you guys' show. Long time listener, first time caller. It's been a
You started off with a joke. You
Very
started off
glad
with a
that I was part
joke.
of that.
Yeah, no,
Jeez.
100%.
That light is way
And
too harsh.
this is
Did you say Martin?
yeah, whatever you want. Martin, whatever you want to be called.
But yeah, good on Wave for making playoffs. I think it's a pretty big accomplishment. It seems like they're all pretty stoked with where they're at. You have a chance to go to Portland, maybe right some of the wrongs that happened in that first 2022 season. How many players are still left? It's Kaylin Sheridan, Kristen McNabb, Mackenzie Robbie. That's it, right?
Mel
Yeah.
Beatty, technically.
No, I don't
No?
think. I think maybe she was technically like
Like,
on
so
the
was, like,
San Diego
Surf?
Surf,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
trained with the team, but that's about it. But yeah,
Carusa?
no, she was
no,
there.
second year?
She joined second year,
Second year.
but it's a big game. You have Providence Park once again. We all know what Providence
Mhm.
Park is like. If you
Yeah.
haven't watched these last San Diego FC games,
This last
there's three.
hour. And
There was 3 San Diego versus Portland games, and now you have San Diego Wave versus Portland. It's gonna be intense. And yeah, there's this season with Wave with Portland too. You had those, like as Brad said, these late goals, and then
Mhm.
that
All season.
game that happened here in San Diego against Portland when San Diego was on a roll. They ended up, was that a loss or a tie? I think they tied at the end.
yeah,
of the
no,
game.
it was a tie because everybody was happy because it was like, wow, they did well. Like the tie was like excellent at that point
If there's some
What, for Wave or Portland.
for Wave.
I thought Wave was doing great at that time. What do you,
I mean, Wave this whole season have struggled conceding at the end. Like that's been a thing for San Diego Wave, specifically in the second
can't
half
close
of
games.
the season, not closing games out.
San Diego teams can't close games. in
This
Portland.
was Wave all season. The first half of the first couple weeks of the first half of the season, they just couldn't put a full 90. And that's what we heard from Jonas. We just can't put a full 90 yet.
Mhm.
Then they started being able to put a full 90 and they started dominating. And they were second place in the league. And we're like, oh damn, this Wave team is looking good putting a full 90. Summer break happens. Other things happen along the way, and they just drop form. And we're like, oh, this looks
Along
more
the
like
wave.
the Wave that we maybe expected. They kind of picked it up a little bit, and then they lost this last game. This loss was almost too easy to predict because it's still Kansas City, and you know they have 20-something wins this season. Like it's almost impossible to get a win against them, like to predict that. So I think Wave's in a good spot still. I think they can pull off a win in Portland. I think it's doable. I don't think it's
first
the hardest thing.
match was the Wesley red card match.
yeah, with the
Terrible call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't remember that at all looking like a red card. I remember when I was writing about the second Portland game. I looked back at the first Portland game. And I was like, was I being too like emotional and biased when I wrote this first article? And then I look back. I was like, no, that's good column sports writing that I did, just because it was just a lot of just bad stuff that happened in that match. But they also Wave weren't able to. They were up a player. They were down a player for so long, and then it felt like they could have won. So it's tough. But
What is
San Diego versus Portland's like definitely. This is probably, I think, even bigger than the Angel City rivalry, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
I would say so.
Like more organic.
It's like the team.
There's been better games.
It's like the team you want to beat all the time.
Yeah,
It's like you kind of hate them.
yeah. And then there's the rain too, but the rain kind of just like completely like dominates San Diego, so it's a bit different, but it's just fun. This is a interesting development over these last couple years of San Diego Wave. They're making the playoffs 3 out of 4 years. That's quite an accomplishment. So it's going to be interesting to see how they shape up this weekend.
What is the kryptonite for San Diego Wave? Is it offense or defense? Asked Philippe, and I say neither. It is a good team. That's their kryptonite.
Ooh,
I think themselves.
Playing a good team.
A
better team.
I think it's both. I think it's a balance. Like sometimes their defending is not all the way there, and then they've struggled in just being able to finish the plays. Like when your number 9, Adriana Leon, can't score goals, like that's a problem, right? So you kind of rely on your winger Dudinha now to be the goal scorer. So I think in the last couple of weeks, they have scored more goals.
Mhm.
They have gone on the score sheet. And now it's just going to be closing out games. But playoffs is different, and we'll see how Jonas Eidevall approaches playoffs.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting, especially for someone that's not been in America. Like, he's used to that European stuff. Obviously, they have Champions League, so there's a little bit of that, being able to play eliminations games, but playing here in the U.S. is a whole different animal. Playing in a cold Portland night. Isn't it at 12 o'clock? Are you sure this game's early, right?
Wave is at 12.
Yeah, this one was at 12.
San Diego FC's at 6.
Okay.
But originally, Google had the San Diego FC game at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Which would have been cool. A morning game.
I was thinking about that. I was
like, oh, breakfast at Snapdragon? That's cool.
That would be cool, yeah.
Says, I mean, Portland named itself Soccer City. Did you see that?
Yeah, no, they are. They literally have the sign in their bleachers.
They do. But, San Diego was like, oh, we're Soccer City.
Not yet.
You have
And
to win.
San Diego did represent USA in the ISFA World Cup.
Damn right they did. Third place in
Real quick,
Riga, Latvia.
Do you remember the last penalty shootout? I know this is not Wave, but the last penalty shootout in San Diego was the U.S. men's national team versus Panama.
Yeah, and
Sucks.
Panama won.
And
Yeah.
Carrasquilla.
Good job, Panama.
But anyway,
Aníbal Godoy's Panama.
Anyways, yeah, this is going to be an exciting game. This is going to be written about by us, but just like it's fascinating how well this team has developed and like truly just stuck to Jonas Eidevall's plan and building what they truly believe can be something that works for the future. And I honestly tend to believe this more than I would usually for a coach that says this type of thing, because like we see how good it looks when it's firing on all cylinders, and they probably don't even have the best like players that they could have to. They still have the resources and things available to them that they could go sign some more people. They relying really heavily on young players right now, but as these players develop with time and then with just more connection between them all, I think things are going to work out really well for San Diego in the future. As for this Portland game, I think Portland has so much experience and they're going to be able to take it out, especially at Providence Park.
I think Wave pulled through.
Oh,
I think Wave got to the semifinals and give
wow.
San Diego Wave fans a little bit of hope and a little bit of pride.
They'll go play in Washington, D.C., I believe.
Trinity Byers.
She is available
Back on the
now.
team.
That is something that we all kind of thought, is this possible? And gets taken off the season-ending injury list
Talk
right
about
before.
a secret weapon in playoff.
It is,
In case you need it.
yeah. It would be really interesting. And I don't think Adriana Leon showed anything when she came on either that
No.
said, oh, she still deserves to be the sub.
Biggest flop of Wave season.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Yeah.
No,
No,
100%.
it is.
Let's hear from Jonas Eidevall post-match.
Was
Here.
this game? I thought this was a different. Or this is after the San Diego.
Oh,
No, yeah, this is different.
this is different.
They sent that a day ago, though.
Oh,
Did I miss it? Oh, yeah, it is.
You put the wrong. No, they
Well-
replied to it.
Did they
No.
replay? No.
maybe you got the wrong one.
No,
It's
no,
okay.
that is-
Oh,
it is that
No,
one.
that's the right one.
Oh,
It is
okay.
the right one.
Well, I have it recorded on my phone if you want to hear it like
This
that.
is it, right?
I believe so. I'm looking.
Let's find out.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Nope, I was not in that, so definitely not me.
So this press conference honestly might be one of my worst press conference performances of my career. I was
Oh, no.
quite sleepy, honestly. I was up way too late in Oaxaca just the night before and then slept for like literally 30 minutes.
Oh, I sent the wrong
Yeah,
one.
They sent the wrong one.
I slept-
Let's
I
just
slept
not
for
say
30
anything because we don't
All
want
right.
anyone getting
Cool.
in trouble.
I
Well,
slept for.
what did
it's
you
okay.
ask, Jonas? What did you ask?
I asked him what he thought. What first overall thoughts on this Kansas City game? He said he was happy with the performance. It's tough to play,
Happy
and
with the performance.
it's Kansas City's the best team,
Kansas
best home
City's
crowd in the
Best
league.
home crowd in the league.
And then I asked him about overall thoughts on this season and where his team stacks up, and then he's just, oh well, we made the playoffs, and that was the goal from the beginning. And
Since the
now
beginning, it was
let me
the
just
goal
I
along.
hate impersonating.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing it. I don't know why,
Oh, wow.
why
I don't
you're
know.
doing it.
I don't know
Let's
what's
see.
I don't know what's worse, guys, that they sent the wrong one
Uh-huh.
or that we barely noticed that they sent the wrong one.
Both.
I was there.
I know you were.
I know you
but,
were.
I mean, it was a
it
short
audio?
post-match.
You can drop the audio. You can airdrop it.
We've done what we set out is to qualify for the playoffs. I think a lot of people predicted us to be in the bottom of the table at the start of the season, and I think we proved a lot of doubters wrong. I think we played in a clear identity and representing San Diego in a really good way. And now it's up to us here now to bring this final push into the playoffs. And we said that the most important thing is both to get to the playoffs, but also in the way that we're doing that. And we feel like we had momentum even if we had a result against us today, but with the way we played. And we're having a lot of confidence going into the playoffs, and we know everything can be possible for us if we get our day right, and that's what we aim to do.
And it seems like today was a really strong example of the best teams really make important changes during the end of games to find the result. How do you hope your team is able to do that for these coming playoff matches? What is that guy kind of asked? What a horrible question by that journalist.
Well, do you call him a journalist? No.
And here you can hear the answer. It was kind of
have different scenarios planned. And there is also other things going on too. It's extra time, it's penalties. We would need to have a strategies for all of that. And a lot about next week is going to be about that.
Thank you, Jonas. Exclusive, actually. Because I guarantee nobody in the world has that.
That's
not
true.
even the team apparently, but
That's true. No, it was kind of funny because I hopped on really late because I was thinking to myself, like, am I gonna hop on this? I'm like barely there. Like, what is happening? I should have had a Red Bull and coffee. There's so much waffling in that question. But then so I hop on the press conference like super late, and then the PR person was just like, oh, someone's on. Like, she started asking a question to Kimi Escanio and Trinity Armstrong. I was like, oh wait, someone's here. Oh, Abraham's here. Oh, he's got a good question. And it was like, Abraham, go ahead. And I was like,
They missed you for 2 weeks.
no, what it was, yeah,
"Ah."
that's what it was. That's what happens. Is like, oh, Abe, my friend Abe, he's the funniest guy I've ever seen. Tell him a joke, Abe.
Yeah, and then I was like, what do you think about the game? Basically, and then Kimi Escanio was like, yeah, I'm proud. Performance.
I did
Kimi
ask
Escanio was like,
Jonas.
oh, the ketchup is flowing. Yeah.
I did ask Jonas on Saturday before the match if his thoughts on the Seattle Reign coach Laura Harvey using or saying in a podcast that she used ChatGPT to come up with her tactics and actually applying it. And he did say that I think everybody has to use their resources to their advantage, and that they also rely on AI to come up with different things, but it's different in how you implement it and what you choose to implement. But he did say that they rely on AI as well to kind of like look back and get statistics of certain things. So he didn't just plain out say like, oh, I do the same thing, but that he did mention that they also use AI for certain things.
Well, I am asking ChatGPT just that, and
you didn't spell wave right.
Well, I'll fix it.
Yeah, it is interesting because I thought it was a lot of to hear that from any coach would be like what, but to hear that from Laura Harvey, who is the class of the NWSL, probably I think she is the most winningest head coach in the NWSL history
for now. Vlatko is like 12 games away.
Yeah, but to hear that from Laura Harvey, she's been great with the Reign. They always dominate San Diego. So it's maybe ChatGPT knows exactly how to beat San Diego Waves, but it's tough. Obviously, AI is horrible. I'm just the way she said that though made it seem like, oh, they knew all, like that's exactly how we figured out how we were gonna win. I think giving all of that credit to ChatGPT instead of like her coaching staff was probably just like the bad way to word her answer, just because it's like, dude, like You have a whole coaching staff, and you're saying, "Well, ChatGPT had the idea."
The robots won.
Yeah, it's like the robots told us. It's like, what? You have a whole
Well,
coach. Like, just why would you say that and give credit? Like, it just makes no sense to me.
Let's see what the robots
or
say.
All
Tony.
right. Robots say that in order, the question, the prompt was, what does San Diego Wave need to do in order to beat Portland Thorns? Here are some tactical and strategic keys that San Diego Wave FC should focus on in order to beat Portland Thorns. Exploit Portland's defensive vulnerabilities. Portland has shown moments of defensive fragility. For example, San Diego beat them 2-0 at home on September 28th, 2024 by pitting Portland inside of their own half and forcing mistakes. San Diego's ability to win second balls, press high early, and force Portland into uncomfortable positions was key in a tactical analysis in the previous win. What to do? Start strong defensively, high press. All right, cool. And then I'm like, sure, what should the starting lineup be for San Diego Wave? And here's where it gets funny.
Oh my god, dude, what is wrong? ChatGPT is horrible.
Wave lineup: goalkeeper Megan Cott (parentheses) or the regular keeper.
Megan Cott, what the?
Right back Ashley Rathbone. Center backs Naomi Cowan, Katie Zeese.
Well, Naomi's not
Okay,
Wave anymore.
What's the different Naomi?
Cowan?
They got
close.
Kensadali now. They got Kensadali.
Casey
right?
Murphy, goalkeeper. And
Oh,
left back.
look at that! They
First
need to start Alex
midfield.
Morgan.
Houston goalkeeper.
Hold on, midfield. It's Kensadali midfield, as you said, Chiva. Great. Now signed, parentheses. Oh, thank goodness. Plus two, for example, Savarino or Normore. The forwards should be Delphine Cascarino, Alex Morgan, and Sofia Jakobsen.
That's actually pretty sick front line.
That's a stacked. That's a stacked.
Like
front
prime
three, man.
Sofia Jakobsen next. Like I wonder if next to Delphine Cascarino and Alex Morgan in the 9. That would be kind of cool.
Hey,
I mean,
if Jonas Eidevall somehow pulls Alex Morgan into this game, wow. Hey,
well,
dude, she's playing in a charity match already. Like that. I'm sorry, you can't play in charity matches like less than a year after you retire. Like that kind of annoys me. You got to play in charity matches when you're a little bit older. Because now she's like, if she plays like too well, people are gonna be like, huh, interesting.
That's what they say about Zinedine Zidane, even like yesterday.
I disagree. I think you can retire whenever you want.
You can play charity matches as an active player.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
that's a weird take you've had.
No, but like
since episode 260.
Listen, like because what if she scores like 3 goals and a penalty, and then next time the Wave play, they start their season, Adriana Leon doesn't work out, and then it's like, well, look who's in the owner's box right there, and then she already has that itch too. But now she's an owner, so is she able to be like, I'm better than all. I'm coming back. Like there's gonna be created chaos, but.
I don't know. I think a player can do whatever they want. I mean,
obviously it's for charity. It's freaking awesome.
Hey,
what am I saying?
We've had Christina Birkenrow playing at Rich Mercado with us before.
I say ChatGPT for Coach of the Year, in my opinion. Well, you know what? SanDiego.Futbol have a vote and get to vote on the end of the year NWSL awards.
I'm gonna vote for Laura Harvey now.
And chat
vote for ChatGPT
featuring ChatGPT.
Laura Harvey parentheses ChatGPT.
And Tony, ask ChatGPT what's the best way to pound out ketchup. Well, I got a couple ways to pound out ketchup, but usually it's on the table first, and then or you get a little butter knife first. Like you got to prepare yourself.
I don't like ketchup.
What?
No, ketchup's gross.
What?
And don't like ketchup.
Don't
put it on anything.
Do you like tomatoes?
Yeah.
No. Hold on. What about like mustard? Condiments? Or are you just not a condiment person? This might
I
take
can do relish or mustard. Usually
you
distracting.
started with relish is alarming.
Relish
you are
mayo on a hot dog.
You're on a list.
Okay, mayo on a hot dog. So mayo, relish, mustard. No mustard.
If I do mustard, if they put it on and I'll be like, I'll eat it, and then I'll be like, it's okay. But if ketchup's on, I'm like, ugh, and then I'll still eat it, but I'm gonna be like, ugh.
So when you go to Costco and you get a hot dog,
do you get the onions and the relish?
You just skip over mustard and ketchup.
Yeah.
You're just like, nope. Just
by the way,
green.
Costco sucks for not giving mayo or hot dogs.
I mean,
Costco does everything.
Do you want to pay more than $1.50 for a hot dog?
$1.50, dude.
Yeah, dude. Well, come on. And with a drink and with a Coke Zero now,
dude. I had so many tortas in Oaxaca. It was unreal.
You like ranch?
Yeah.
Do you put salsa in your tacos?
What were their names?
I went with my girlfriend and we had a wonderful time. I had
I love how
tlayudas
you
for the
say
first
that.
time. You ever have a tlayuda before?
What is a
Tlayudas?
tlayuda?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's literal poverty food, but it's delicious.
Dude, tlayudas were
I asked him.
amazing. Memelas too, which is just
I love mermelas.
Memelesta.
chingas.
Mermela me gusta. I know.
You don't know what tlayudas are?
No, that's why I asked the man
Dude,
that
I
went
think
to
I
a-
went to this place. Yeah, I went to this little restaurant. That's
Well,
crazy.
Just because you're big.
No, so this is this whole city is like mostly has their textiles and stuff. So like all around this specific restaurant too, you can find like so many unreal like carpets, rugs, and stuff. I almost bought a blanket.
Oye, señor Abraham, gusta una tlayuda, señor.
They don't even speak that much Spanish here, dude. They speak like Zapotec. It's crazy. Like so much of this stuff too is like pre-Hispanic meals. I think this is what this lady focused on. It was really cool.
Ochte noche, la tlayuda, that's how they. That's what it sounds like.
That's
anyways.
not okay.
Excuse you, I am
Not if
part native over there.
Over there. Over there.
So tlayudas, yeah.
They were so
Those
good.
forearms,
Dude,
man.
so many ladies'
power.
forearms are crazy.
Power forearms. Just look the muscle. Just, jeez, look at that. Shout out.
But
I
there's
miss
one
it.
thing
Mole was so
trying it
good
here
too.
and then one thing trying it actually there. Like
Oh,
that's
it's so
different.
good, dude.
It's different.
So
Tony, you
good.
gotta travel more, dude.
That 2% native doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
I love that. Like no one, he hasn't commented this whole episode.
know, just-
Hey, Tony, take your seat. I love this. Thank you,
Appreciate you.
Don Kai
Yeah.
16.
You're the best. Hey, ketchup bottle 45 degrees, finger on the 57 and hit the back. It pops right out.
What type of ketchup bottles are you guys buying?
Heinz, the glass ones, the old school ones. The ketchup is
Barbecue
better.
is fine. I know technically it's like got ketchup in it or something, but
It is
no.
specify which game this Sunday. You need to be more specific with your question. I'm not gonna give the robots that insight. All right. San Diego Wave, do they win this weekend?
I do not think so.
You do not think
But I
so?
still think it's you can give the season a thumbs up and say it was a success, and you learned a lot about this team and its players, and you're built well for the future.
I know your thoughts on San Diego FC. I love that, but for San Diego Wave against Portland, what do you think?
I didn't say they were built. I didn't say San Diego FC was built well for the future. I still think there's going to be a lot of.
No, they're not.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of cherry picking for all the MLS teams around with all these good players that have had so many great seasons. I mean, obviously you signed that. Did we talk? Did that happen last week or was that this week that Jeppe Sperskov signed to the club?
Last week.
Last episode.
Okay.
Where have you been, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that's a big deal for them. But yeah, San Diego Wave have some. I mean, Melanie Vacenas, I think, is at the end of her contract at the end of the season. So that'll be
Let her go, man. Let her
fascinating.
go.
You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna let her go, and then she's gonna Jaden Shaw you, which is
Yeah.
fine.
That's
Wait,
cool.
is that true? Did I just make that up? Hold on.
That he got an extension? No, you're
No,
fine.
about Melanie Vacenas.
Oh.
It might be another year.
We should practice PKs just in case. Yeah, 100%.
No, it's through the 2025 season. That's all.
Hana still hasn't signed. Her
Hana's
contract-
contract, I think, is a big deal.
Yeah. Well, Hana is, from what I hear, Jonas's favorite player.
Yeah, she's the one that he sends into the other team's huddles.
True. So she's gonna get a monster of contract.
Yeah,
So
she's
that's
gonna-
why it's
she's
taking
gonna
so
get
long.
paid.
I mean, I think it goes up to the GM too. Obviously, we saw the thing they fired the coach that you said was Jonas Eidevall's like muse. So
Yeah.
there might be some issues there within not issues, but just
They go-
disagreements.
Extra
They do go to
time.
extra time and
Yeah.
then penalties. Correct.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
it's a decent league. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's a
NWSL doesn't
Proper
fucking
league.
create
Is a-
bullshit like the MLS.
it's a world class league. Yeah,
It actually is. Yes.
you're welcome. World class players.
Yeah, and it went to extra time too when they
32.
played in their last game, right? Didn't it? Did it go to extra time? I'm trying to remember. I was there.
No.
It wasn't in extra time. No.
No, they didn't. 3-2 Waves is playback. You say they lose.
I think they
Chiva,
win.
You say they win.
I think they go through.
I say they.
I don't think it's gonna be pretty, but I think they're gonna go through.
I don't think they're going to come back from Providence with the win. Providence, Portland.
I agree.
Providence
They can tie and go to penalties.
And there's also, I think Portland's kind of teasing that Sophia Wilson is either gonna be there, is back, or is signing an extension too, which I think just completely changes their future and what just the excitement level there. And Olivia Moultrie has been playing really well as well, so I think it's gonna be a very tough game for San Diego, especially with their scoring. I don't want to call them woes, but just defaults without a true 9.
I just think we're gonna see playoff Dolly pop off.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I think so.
How do you say playoffs in French?
Le playoff.
That was painful to listen to. Like
You're painful to listen to.
I am. I'm. Today's one of those days where I'm kind of sad that I have ears to have heard that.
I mean, sure, my eyes hurt every time I sit here.
Okay, shrug at new glasses.
It was in the 3rd minute of stoppage time. Crystal Dunn. What a shot! From what I remember, just séries éliminatoires.
It was actually really good. You should probably speak French and quit Spanish.
Oh, damn, dude.
What?
There was one. So one guy was like, "Oh, ¿de dónde eres? Hablas español muy bien," because he heard my girlfriend speak English, and I was like doing the translating thing, and I was like, "I know you're lying to me," and he was like, I was like, "Oh, pues San Diego, Tijuana," and he was like, "Tijuana," so I was just like, "Yeah,
Tijuana.
He's like, "Yeah, you're from the border. That's why you speak like that." So,
yeah.
Eres del norte. Sí, no, es que tú eres del norte, ustedes hablan de parking.
Nah, ellos ni saben qué es parking.
No, aquí estaba con mi burro. Aquí pongan mi burro. Do they talk like that? That's more Chiapas, but
no, there was a lot of different accents and stuff. I heard a couple of Oseas, which I
Osea,
and it was funny because my girlfriend just tried like saying that to people, and then they were just looking at it. She would be like, yo quiero, o sea, dos memelas, o sea. I was just like, that's kind of how you say it. Go ahead.
I love that she knows what o sea is.
Yeah, no, it's fun to speak Spanish and talk with some.
Now, if they were in Ciudad de Mexico, o sea, that would have been right.
¿Dónde vive una ola fresa?
What?
¿Una ola?
A
wave? Una ola fresa, ¿dónde vive?
En el océano.
O sea, me tapo un ojo, me tapo el otro y nada que ver. O sea, ponte a ver la película Titanic y únete. O sea, okay.
A lot of those are from Rebelde, but
picture I took.
Ah, nice. What's in the cup?
Michelada, one of the best micheladas I've ever had. It was mango. They had some sesame seeds on the rim too instead of tahini. It was pretty good.
Oh, wow.
O sea, hazte una manzana, madura poquito y púdrete. That was good.
Sí, ya cállate los cinco, güey. Do we want to go to goals, Cavs, and grades to wrap it up? I think we start out with the easy one. I guess we're going with the great of the week. Who's your great of the week, Tony?
The great of the week is none other than us.
No.
We were...
No.
We didn't do great this week. I didn't do great this week. I know I take myself out of the running.
He just said to you,
for
no.
yourself. Because San Diego Internacional has beat CDSC Temecula and have moved on in the U.S. Open Cup.
Let's go Inter!
There was a matchup this last weekend, 2-1. San Diego on San Diego. Violence. They move on into the most prestigious tournament in the U.S.
On a late winner, like in the 85th minute, they pulled it off against CDSC, and they are one game away now from qualifying to the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. They're more than likely going to play Laguna United, who clapped them last year for nothing in the same game. So redemption time for this San Diego Inter team. They are moving on in the U.S. Open Cup qualifiers.
Billy Carton, part of the team out there. But not only that,
Inter is UPSL, Felipe. Inter is a UPSL team, but they are one game away from qualifying to the U.S. Open Cup.
but look at this. The next day, literally 24 hours after, they play a league game and they win 3-2. They won 3-2. Great stuff from a team with San Diego in their name. The only team with San Diego in their name that represented with a victory this weekend. That's a great of the week, Abe.
Well deserved. Definitely well deserved for San Diego Inter.
I know.
I know there was a nomination for Pablo Cisniega. But
I did get asked by head coach Manny Palpalutuk if qualifying game is at home, what are the chances supporter groups might want to go out again? And I was honest and I said, it depends on where the teams are at in playoffs and what the result is this weekend as well. But if it's next weekend, but it'd be like the first weekend of December, which would mean MLS Cup match, if that's where San Diego FC get there.
I'm sure some Sirens would want to go out.
Yeah, no. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll see if it's a home game. But now to go with our goal of the week.
Trying to DM Mars.
Oh, nice. Sliding in the DMs.
DMing ourselves.
Is it the SDSU goal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a banger of a goal in college soccer for San Diego State women's soccer. Tony's going to be pulling that up right now. Un golazazo.
So they had their senior night on during the week. I believe it was on Thursday, and then they played this game on Sunday night or Saturday night. I'm not sure which one, but here it is. No shots on goal to this point
in the whole game.
And it's the 84th minute.
Rams trying to pin him to one side.
Walked in for Svensson, what a strike! The go-ahead goal for San Diego State. And the first shot on goal of the evening puts the Aztecs up 1-0.
And those are those moments where the Rams are trying to pin them to one side. The Aztecs just have a little bit of breathing room, and
San Diego State,
they all have the legs to hit
number
that
4
30
as of
to 40
this
yard
highlight.
ball across the field.
Give me another angle.
Finding that gap.
There we go. Look at this. Find the gap. There's the gap.
What a ball! What a strike!
I mean, that is.
Look at
give her that space, man.
Look at the defender behind. She like
Those
reaches
are the
out.
moments where
Like,
you're
someone
applying
press
all that
up.
mass amounts of
That's
pressure
all
up
you
top.
really have to do.
You have to have the pressure in the back there. You can't allow her to dribble 10 to 15
goal of the
yards.
week.
That's definitely one of those that you talk about, Tony, with the goal. Just made it look so pretty.
Yeah, there's nothing for the
Philippe is asking, do you think Marcus and Varkson can compete in the UPSL? Let me just say this. Marcus and Varkson and any SDFC player would run circles around anyone in the UPSL. Like, I think people, let's understand, like, UPSL, yes, it's a good amateur level, but like being a pro soccer player, it's just an elite level. Like, it doesn't matter what pro league you're on, like if it's Mexico, US, like anywhere in Europe, like being a pro soccer player, that means you're miles ahead of any other amateur level player. And that's just for any pro sport in general.
Even on the women's side, like us guys, like Alex Morgan in her prime was better than you and all your friends combined.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Like, period. All right. Next up is, as you were saying, Chiba, the obvious gaff of the weeks.
It feels like a long way back if Malakari can score, and he can. He blasts it high and into the Timbers army.
Raise your hand if you've kicked a penalty over the bar before. But Tony is not a goalkeeper. So.
Only when I'm like trying to hit stuff.
It's incredible to see.
It happens. It happens. Kicking a penalty over the bar happens. Does it happen 3 times in a row? That's the gaff to me. You're up 2-1 and then you miss 3 in a row. That's wild. That's insane, man.
Pablo Cisniega did everything possible in that game to
If
get
they
the
win this
victory.
game, he wins Grade of the Week.
Yeah. That's
Sorry, Inter.
That's literally what's at stake here. Had they won the game, Pablo Cisniega would
It's
have
like, yeah, you
the
advance,
honor.
whatever. But
That's what he's most pissed about. That he didn't win SanDiego.Futbol
I think so. Too.
Great of the Week.
I think so.
Not one, not two, but three. This is Chauncey Billups must have called SDFC. Well, it was a short goals, gaffes, and greats because the last thing that we'll do today is play some of these voicemails.
yes.
All right. We have a 2 balls and a mic phone line. So even now, you can go ahead and leave a message here.
Para San Diego y Tijuana.
Con 120.000 watts de potencia.
104.5. Las
Yeah, no, it's
Is
the whole
that the
thing.
gas station off Coronado?
What?
Was that the gas station off Coronado?
Yes.
I didn't want to hype you up too much when I saw this, but when I first saw this, I was like, damn, you did good. You did really good.
Finally.
I'm really.
It's working out.
So
Yeah, obviously, like the editing of like, okay, it's not, but just
what do you mean?
when you scroll up on this and you're like, damn, this is funny.
Like, what do you mean it's working out? This was a masterpiece. Like, look,
It's amazing, yeah.
para San Diego y Tijuana.
Con 120.000 watts de potencia.
no, and like I even let the guy like go. Like,
Ventiladores o respiradores mecánicos en 100 días en su planta de...
you know.
I hope we don't get a lawsuit out of this.
No, we won't.
So
So
San Diego, Tijuana.
so
Háblanos.
fun fact about that. In order to do these things, I have to go dig. So I like looked up Radio Latina ID tag from 2001. So that's from 2001, and it just gave me so many nostalgic things. I ended up just using just a dude that was listening to it on the radio some random days. Help me out. 104.5 Radio Latina Linea is what I typed into YouTube, and this is the guy that came up. This is how I got that. This is it's just the dude recording.
How many views does this have? That has more views than some of our episodes.
Pierna de cerdo sin hueso, sin cuero, 59.90 el kilo. Filete de mojarra, tilapia, 59.90 el
Qué
kilo.
barato.
Atún en agua o aceite al dorado, 130 gramos.
And then I just went from there to this.
XLTN Radio Latina.
1992. Like, no, you can get lost in this, and I will. But in any case, we do have a voicemail to get to. A voicemail, more than one voicemail. Let's hear what some of these have to say. That's not what that one is. All
A
right.
ver qué onda. Thank you for the call. That was awesome.
I don't think people can hear this. They're not sharing it.
Oh no.
Can they not?
Yeah, no.
Come on. That was
Yep.
such a good
I
first
know.
call.
It's okay. We can
No,
continue with this one.
it's an easy
You're not
fix.
sharing that.
It's an easy fix. Let me share.
Yeah, share the screen. Yep. Tap.
That
Yep,
one.
there you go. Now people can hear it.
Oh,
There we go.
Yeah.
now people can hear it. Oh, okay. You say so. Let's hear them out. Because again, I'm not trying to.
No, put the
play.
put the other one. The other one
Which
on the
one?
right, bottom right.
Oh,
that
I
one.
missed.
Yeah, put that one.
All right, sounds good. All right, let's go back. That was good.
Tony, Chива, that was depressing. I just saw the replay. I was too busy watching the Dodgers win the World Series. But yeah, after watching the replay, it reminded me of Mexico taking penalty kicks versus Bulgaria in 1994, I think it was, and we missed pretty much all of them. Anyway, hopefully Mickey gets under their butt and put the fire under their butt and pretty much just teaches them how to take penalty kicks, because I'm sure Portland's going to be ready to take this back to after the end of regulation 0-0. So hopefully it doesn't get to that point. Pero sí, a ver qué onda. Let's go, SanDiego.FC. Get on it.
Get that fire underneath their ass for sure.
Hi, this is Chris, and these are my thoughts for the incoming game. I believe the defense was chaotic after CJ's injuries. I think what we need to do is one of our mid players has to man mark Verde with a coach at the defense. Also, intercept connecting passes to Anthony. SDFC needs to utilize the midfield more than the size with dribbling down the midfield and one-touch pass rushes. I believe we should have Pergelio start as center forward since Bart doesn't have the ability to score goals. If SDFC is forced to use a side, we should utilize the left side since it's our stronger side and Portland's weaker side defensively.
Thank you.
Thank you for the call, Chris.
You know, I'll disagree with that one. Where I think the right side of SanDiego.FC is the stronger side, the side where Dreyer sat.
But Dreyer's doing double duty.
Pellegrino's been so good though.
Yeah, Pellegrino's been
on the left side right now. I
Pellegrini.
think they've been stronger.
And for sure, Dreyer's having to pick up a little bit of defensive work on the backside too. All right, ooh, we got more.
Thank you, Chris.
Here's my message. I've got 3 points really quick. The 3 PKs that the guys missed on Saturday were all the same kick. They all went flying over the bar. Like none of them had practiced PKs on turf.
Oh.
Do we have any evidence that they are practicing PKs this week? Obviously on grass this week, but they should have been practicing on turf last week because it's a different run-up, as you know. Second thing, Pablo's going to be the keeper on Sunday. He's decent. And he's had a concussion recently. What if he has to come out of the game for some reason? Duran has to go in.
Mm-hmm.
And is he ready for an MLS playoff game? I'm not sure he's ready for an MLS preseason game. So that's a big concern. And then the third thing is we're getting a new field. It's being installed this week at Snapdragon. Brand new sod. Is it going to set? Is it going to be soft and mushy? Is it going to slide? We don't know. Hopefully it's good, but it might not be. Could be a factor. There you go. Thanks.
Thank you for the call.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah,
Covered things pretty well. I think the Duran comment. I know you brought that up earlier, Chiva. It's interesting. It would just be absolutely insane to go to the third goalkeeper. And
it would be a worst case scenario for any soccer team in any league, and it's happened before. It's happened where it's happened in soccer where you're at a point where you get you're out of subs and your goalkeeper gets hurt, or there's a red card on the goalkeeper, and then a player has to be the goalkeeper the rest of the match.
Yeah,
happened. And it happened during the NWSL championship.
Yeah, it did.
Well, Manu Duah, get ready.
But I do think Duran there's a reason why they brought him back and sent off Jacob Jackson. I know Jacob Jackson had like a awesome game.
Yeah,
as soon as
one
he came.
awesome game.
Yeah, one awesome game as soon as he had a chance. But Duran Farid's on was the first signing for SanDiego.FC for a reason, and it would just be quite storybook for this team that touts its youth and development and academy to have Duran Farid come on in a moment. Obviously, a lot of his development didn't happen with SanDiego.FC. It happened in Northland, happened with the Loyal, happened before the Loyal. So it's hard to give all that credit to San Diego FC, but Duran Free, we know him. He's a pretty cool guy.
The youngsters have come through every time for Mikey Varas, like every time, and they've surprised. And I think this is another one of those instances. But
obviously you probably don't want him to be put
to
in
touch
that
the field.
scenario because
No.
like then that means CJ got injured and you never want anybody to get injured. I mean, not CJ. You want Pablo to get injured, but nobody wants any of these guys to get injured. It was horrible. That was
It doesn't
such a
need to be
horrible
an injury.
scene
It could be a
for
red
CJ.
card.
Could be too.
And then that's still Duran's show the rest of the match. So
I
don't think anyone's hoping it gets there, but if it gets there and then we get to see on a selfish level, seeing how we've seen Duran Ferry play since he was like 16 years old with San Diego Loyal. Would I hate it? No, because that'd be so freaking cool. And then if they still pull off the win with Duran on there and he has to be the starter, and then they have to bring in some random player to be the backup keeper to Duran, or Duran's backup to that more experienced keeper, whatever it is. That's still such a cool storyline for San Diego FC. Your first ever signing, taking you there and blocking a penalty, by the way, while he's at it. Wow.
Well, then Duran wakes up. Yes.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have to touch the field because Pablo's going to be fine. Health as
Pablo
well.
will be fine.
I do like Don Kai. Yes, the third string quarterback not so long ago for the 49ers, but I like that he called it the most important position on the team.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper position. That's why there's 3 goalkeepers. Next man
That's
up.
true.
That's what Mikey keeps saying.
These phone calls are pretty tight.
Yeah.
I may have pre-screened some of these. We do have and has confirmed that sometimes the club, not just ops, not just front office, maybe even ownership sometimes pops in into our lives.
Hola,
We've seen it.
ownership.
This is not that. But I don't know. I'll let you guys decide.
Yes, hello, this is Mehdi. I'm hoping I'm leaving a message for the SDFC. Just wanted to quickly let you guys know that I've been involved with soccer for pretty much all my life. I've been involved with volunteering the 1994 World Cup. I've been in Canaston camp refereeing. I've coached. I played soccer at the high school, college. And I've been around soccer, and I know, and I've also been working my best to be involved in bringing soccer to San Diego sports scene. All I'm getting at is we gotta be lucky to have a beautiful team in San Diego. We cannot be sore losers because we're losing a game or we lost penalties. Let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy our time. This is a special time. We have a fantastic staff. Mr. Mansour is trusted in San Diego, and the staff that bring this beautiful game to our neighborhood. I just wanted to let you know that let's enjoy the time. It's a special occasion, and this should last for a while. I love SDFC, and I support the staff, the people, the players, the team, the supporters. Let's go and enjoy ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you for the call.
This is such a nice message, and putting into that perspective, saying like, look, at the end of the day, this is just a game, and you have to be grateful if you're a San Diego FC fan that you have a pro MLS team here in San Diego. If you're all about MLS, granted, there's people that are on the other side, and that's what I would rebuttal to this caller and say that, hey, this team did kill another successful soccer team that was in the USL Championship with San Diego Loyal. And, I love this team, but then also know that in people's eyes, these are the bad guys.
There's blood on hands. Ask Landon Donovan.
Landon Donovan spoke out about that, man.
Yeah,
he came out public about it.
Yeah, he was like, ownership didn't want to cooperate with.
You didn't catch
MLS.
that?
You didn't catch it?
No,
Oh,
I
wow.
I saw the Landon Donovan stuff,
Yeah.
but I feel like this is not anywhere like connected to that. I think obviously you're talking about San Diego sports team and stuff, but I think this is kind of more of like a little bit of call out of Eidevall's antics at the end of the game, kind of getting a little
Sore
bit
loser.
It felt a little bit that way, just like kind of trying to fight the other team. I think this is a good perspective to have, though. Be proud, be grateful. It's always good to be grateful for the things you have in your life, and we have soccer, and it was a fun game to watch. It was entertaining.
But still be critical, and that's what
Yeah.
we're gonna keep doing. We're gonna be critical,
course.
especially when they freaking suck like they did this weekend.
Of course.
So
Hey, SanDiego.Futbol. This is Dawn Recto. I'd like to start by thanking you for entertaining my payaso of a husband on a weekly basis.
Yay.
And I do have a question. I'm curious, why hasn't SDFC started Marcus Ingvarsson? We need a number 9, right? Why have they not started him? Isn't he supposed to be our veteran right to dream number 9? Just curious. Love your show, guys.
Thank
Great
you so
call.
much.
Thank you so much, Don.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been fully 100% available since that injury earlier in the season, and that's one of the main reasons why he hasn't been able to start. He hasn't been healthy.
Yeah, and when he was starting, even at the beginning of the season, I think there was still definitely some limitations getting used to this style, or the whole team was trying to find their chemistry. So I think he didn't look great out there, and then he hasn't since he has been technically like healthy. I still don't think he has had the minutes or the fitness to be starting in these games. I know you guys were talking about potentially starting him for this next game. I would not start him.
I think where Don is going is somewhere along the lines of
Viven en un country. Andan en BMW para arriba. Los fines de semana se cogen a las mejores minas. Morfan bien todos los días. El día anterior al partido durmieron tranquilamente en un hotel 5 estrellas y se rascaron la verga durante 24 horas sin hacer nada, jugando al ping-pong y al pool y a la play.
Yep.
Juegan al fútbol todos los días de su vida. Los botines, $6.000, $5.000, no sé cuánto salen. Ponele 3.000 mangos, 4.000 mangos. Están vendados por un kinesiólogo. Están bien comidos, están bien entrenados. Las medias, que son las que no te cortan la circulación, los pantaloncitos, que son los de los huevos, que no te raspan los huevos, la camiseta te estira la espalda, es la que no transpira, que sale 800 pesos, no sé cuánto sale una camiseta para jugar al fútbol. La pelota es perfecta, perfecta, 120 euros. Inflada con un barómetro a 8 bares. La cancha no tiene un solo pozo. El arco tiene 7 metros 20 por 2,40. Te aplauden cuando salís a la cancha. La concha de tu madre, no sabés parar una pelota.
And then you just cut to any highlight, and then you cut to Marcus Ingvarsson missing that penalty.
That's the reaction, right? It's part of the game, but like I said, like you have the $600 soccer cleats, you have the bandages, you play every single day of your life because this is your job, and you can't shoot a freaking penalty on target. Granted,
anything?
Pressure gets to the best of everyone.
It's soccer.
And
Things
we've
happen in
seen
sports.
World Cup games at the highest of levels, Champions League finals, where players miss penalties. And it happens and the pressure's there, but come on, man. You have to.
Thank you for the call, Don.
We got one last one here for tonight. Let's see. One more here.
I wasn't showing.
Correcto, because
You weren't sharing the screen.
Hey.
Were you not sharing? Were you talking about the Viven in un country or the?
No, it's the call.
Two balls in the mic. This is Felipe.
Hi, Felipe.
Hey, I got a question for you regarding the right to dream style of play, especially given the game last week. Basically, I didn't think that the right to dream style included parking the bus. It's kind of what I saw them do against Portland. I saw them do it against LAFC at LA, but it didn't seem natural, and obviously it didn't work last week. So I wanted to get your take on that to see if parking the bus was a good move. Anyway, love the show. Cheers.
Thank you so much, Philippe.
Philippe brings up a great point. I think you'd be okay with San Diego FC parking the bus if they had shown it more often in this season. They had that LAFC game. I think there was one more game, I feel like, with Patty McNair coming on. It might have been that LAFC game, but yeah, I think that's probably the Mikey issue of something that we were all asking about. Like, you're sticking to the style, really? Yep, you're sticking to it. He said that the entire season, like Philippe said, but then when you're at this point and you're like, okay, it's the playoffs, you need to park the bus. They looked like a little bit inexperienced out there, and they let Portland take all the wide shots that they could, as Alex Pena told us about, and it's tough. You got to have more experience doing that, and I think that'll come with time. But during this season, you never really showed the ability to do that.
Yeah, no, I agree. At the end of the day, I think parking the bus is one of the worst things you can do unless you have it mastered, like Mourinho. Like, Mourinho's one of the few coaches in the world that have mastered how to park the bus. And I think if you commit to that, you have to commit to it as a style for majority of the game. It's not just panicking in the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the match. And I think if you are going to rely on parking the bus, you have to start parking the bus maybe the last 4 or 5 minutes of a game. I don't think parking the bus for 15 plus, like, it works out for any team that I've seen it out there. So, yeah, that's my take on parking the bus. And I think Mikey Vadas just panicked, and his inexperience showed in this match.
Top stuff Pokemon Go. If this isn't in YouTube Rewind 2017, I will shoot YouTube office up.
My response is not that, but my response to why they aren't successful parking the bus, as Abe is absolutely confused because he has no idea what's coming after.
I think you have the facilities for that, big man.
I don't think you got the facilities for that, big man. San Diego FC doesn't have the players to park a bus. They don't have the muscle to park a bus. They don't have the experience to park a bus. And by the time that they're parking the bus, they're pretty much giving up on any sort of offense, and they're inviting that pressure. And that's what happened. If they do that against Portland, they're going to lose against Portland. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, maybe.
I could
maybe.
Patty McNair.
I think
they can do it.
I mean, they have Pilcher, McNair, Duah, Chris McVeigh,
Franco
Negri, or you know, I think they have even throwing Yepe, which they did in this game in that backline. I think they can park the bus. I think what's kind of screwed them over is not having Godoy while they were parking the bus. I think that's what screwed them over. I disagree with that. They don't have the players for it. I think they do. But I think, again, Mikey's subs kind of like were all over the place where it messed with that.
Our shadow producer just said that's 2 wild videos. Well, this is what you get with
late night,
2 balls and a mic phone call. I really like that. All right. Well, in any case, it is that time of the day, time of the night. We've made it 301 episodes. Your 76th episode, Abe. The next time we're here, it can either be one of the best soccer days in San Diego history, one of the worst days in San Diego soccer history.
It could be an okay one.
It can be an all right one.
One win, one loss. Yeah, that's possible.
Imagine if it's Wave, the one that wins against Portland.
That's great. I mean, for Wave.
2 balls after dark, 2 balls and a mic. Thank you for the Chromaniacs for joining us. Alex Pena, whose computer did crash out. Shout out to him and
on time.
Chromatic.
The Substack, Chromatic FC. Great
Chromatic
Substack.
FC. Check us out later on the Chromaniacs. For Chiba, Abe, myself. Thank you for joining. It was fun. Bye.